Oh, what is going on? It is 12:41 at night while I'm making this. Today has been a huge day for me. If you guys see this later, you guys are going to be super excited. I finally dropped off my blue Prelude to have the full transmission swap done. I had to take it all the way to the outskirts of Tampa, a little town called Wesley Chapel. It's a big Prelude guy is actually doing it. He's done many of them. He literally had like seven, I'm not lying, 7 Preludes lined up in his backyard. He does it as a side job. He does all these Preludes only kind of stuff. And he said, bring it on by. So I dropped it off today, and then we went over to Busch Gardens. So we had some fun at Busch Gardens today. So that is why I'm doing this live stream so late at night. But again, I do apologize. That's why I'm not doing it earlier. And I hope we get a couple people in here. If that's all that matters right now. Yesterday I was at the Central Florida GTR meet at Ace Cafe in downtown Orlando. If you saw the Instagram picture, I was there. And because they're officially doing a big club now, check it out. Central Florida GTR Club. And they gave out shirts, and you had to be an owner of a GTR and part of the group, the Facebook group that there is in order to get a shirt. So they gave me the shirt yesterday, and they said they're going to be starting to do like official club stuff now where you'll pay dues, but what they'll do is they'll go on road rallies and stuff like that. They want to go to like Tennessee. They want to go to like places like that out there where they actually take a multi-day trip with the GTRs. And then everybody here from Central Florida will be part of it. So it'll be like an official group meetings once a month, that kind of thing. So that was a lot of fun. So it's been a really busy weekend. I didn't get a lot of things done I was planning to because of all this that went down. But I assure you there is going to be videos for the rest of the week. You're going to see that new foam gun from Walmart we actually tried out. You're going to see, Stoner Car Care sent me a big 5-gallon bucket full of all their new products they're trying out here. So you'll buy it as a big bucket. You'll see that. So make sure you check that out. You know what I mean? Make sure you watch that video. And that's going to be one of the new things they're going to sell on their site for like $100. And it comes with all these different products, and it's nuts. And so that it'll be out there. We do an unboxing, and then I'm going to do some couple quick other ones. But I didn't get the ceramic coating done because ceramic coating is supposed to sit for 24 hours. And obviously going to the GTR meet yesterday, it wasn't going to sit there for 24 hours. So that's what went on. Oh, my God. We took it from there, and I went down from downtown Orlando Ace Cafe. We met up with my wife's doctor friends that now live in Colorado. And they were down here for some training. And they had us meet them at downtown Disney, or Disney Springs, they call it now. And I parked it in there. And when we came back, I'd moved it, and we were sitting there talking to them. And it was a huge group of like girls, like, I don't know, like 10 girls that came up there and just wanted to ask all about the car. And I guess their brothers were with them, and they wanted to get in the car. These are like teenage girls and stuff. And it was wild having, he was like, I've never seen anything like that. I'm like, just happen to have a GTR. It's what kind of attention you get. So it's been a good thing. I'm glad all you guys are here. Again, I apologize for doing it so late, but if we can get in an hour or two, that's all that matters in the end right now. We went to Tampa this afternoon. We dropped it off in Wesley Chapel. Then we went to Busch Gardens for the rest of the afternoon, the evening until they closed. Then we drove all the way back, went to dinner here, and then we just got back home. I'm doing a bunch of stuff. I got laundry in going downstairs right now for my wife's lab coats for work, and doing a lot of things. So bear with me, and I appreciate you guys stopping by. What's going on, Gage? What's going on, Daniel? What's going on, Erwin, Josh, Rides and Vibes, Dalton, Jazz, and yeah, I see all you guys coming in here, and thanks so much for stopping by. I know it's really late at night, but hey, that's cool. How did you guys like the Mother Speed video from yesterday? Absolutely stellar results. Some of the best spray wax I have ever used. Now, I've had a lot of people request, would you put up the Mother Speed spray wax versus Meguiar's Ultimate spray wax? I will do that for you guys. Again, I will only have my one car this week, so I'm down to just the GTR is going to be my daily for the next week and a half. He told me it'll take him about 2 or 3 days to have the whole transmission swap, the complete thing done. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, no big deal. So that will be out, and then so I want to do the head-to-head of spray waxes. I also will have that Walmart foam gun review. That'll be out tomorrow. You guys will have a lot of fun with it. It did a really good for what it is, $20. So that leads into future reviews where we might put it head-to-head versus a big name brand foam gun. I can tell it's way cheaper quality. I get that, but it should be a lot of fun for people that are just wanting to see. They love to see those head-to-head competitions. As a matter of fact, the Chemical Guys foam cannon versus the Amazon foam cannon, that is doing stellar. I think it has like 36 or 37,000 views on it in the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's phenomenal, and the growth it's bringing in from that one video. So I think I might do another one here, and with the foam guns, like a cheap little Walmart foam gun versus the Chemical Guys foam gun. and show them up head-to-head results. So that should be a lot of fun too. So look out for that. Maybe next weekend I can get it done for you. But again, these are all things that you guys have been asking me about. So you guys have been writing me, and I really want to get the word out that yes, I will be doing a lot of this stuff. So just hang in here, and I'll make sure it happens for you. Again, May is already in a couple days here. We'll be in May. It's just I'll be going on vacation again in June. We're taking another cruise in June. So I'll make sure I get plenty of videos out for you then. So it's going to be, we're moving along pretty fast through the year. I can't believe it. What's up, Brian? How you doing, bud? What's up, Chris? I see you all coming in here. And this night's been really busy for me today. I've been all over the state of Florida. It's been pretty wild. Speed Lab is crazy good. They are. Just while watching the video, I could not believe. I was honestly shocked when you see at the end of the video when I did the water test side by side. Mind blown that this literally beads up like a champ. It just instantly sheets off on this side, because it has literally, you guys, the last time I put any wax on it was the banana, blazing banana from Chemical Guys that you buy at Walmart. That was the last time I put anything on it. And what was that, a month ago? A month and a half ago. And that thing was completely gone. There's really nothing to it. It's not the best spray wax in the world, but it has some good views to it. But I put that in the video as like, not dramatic results. These were dramatic. It was absolutely night and day difference. It was ridiculous. Highly recommended. If you need a spray wax, give the Mother Speed a shot. And I will do a head-to-head comparison versus the Meguiar's Ultimate and Mother Speed. I'll try and get it done this week. If not, if it'll be done this week, it'll be on next week's review. So that should be a heads-up video for you guys. What's up, Chad? What you doing? Daniel, how you doing, bud? Thoughts on Meguiar's Endurance? I like it a lot, Glitch. If you like something with a nice medium shine and a gel, which will last you about 2 full weeks, love it. Absolutely love it. But only in the gel form, not the spray bottle form. The gel form is what's really good. If you try Meguiar's, no, the Speed Clay Wilmer was supposed to be on yesterday. I forgot the GTR meet was at Ace Cafe yesterday, and the rule on the ceramic is it has to fully cure for 24 hours. And of course, I'm like, well, I have to drive the GTR, so it's pointless for me to do any work on it. So I didn't do any of that. So that's what went on. It kind of pushed me back. So I'm like, oh, crap. And that's what's going on. Next week, I'm doing a Grom ride on the weekend. I'll be in Jacksonville, Florida. So I'm going to put the Honda Grom in the back of the minivan, and we're all going up there because that's where I met her when I was in Jacksonville, Florida for high school. I met her there. So when she was in college and I was in college over there, I was in community college. She was at UNF. So she's going to go stay with her family. I'm going to get a hotel with the guys, and I'll be doing a big Grom ride this weekend in Jacksonville, Florida. But so it'll probably be next weekend before I can get the actual ceramic coating video done. But again, I'll do the best I can for you guys. Love with the tire shine. Yeah, OxiClean is worth it. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Brian, even though it's 4 ounces per gallon, it's just nuts how good quality it is. Absolutely blown away. So it is for $6. It works great in the foam cannon. It works great as a 2-bucket method. It's a 100-ounce bottle. So how many washes can you do? Okay, let's say you fill up 4 gallons of water. So that's 16 ounces. Well, how many of those can you do? 5, 6 washes. It's really, really, it's a good deal for $6. No big deal. How's the Cowie? I drove it. I rode it on Friday to work. I think I rode it on. No, I didn't ride it on Monday. I didn't ride it because I got a new motorcycle seat for I had a custom motorcycle seat made from my Honda Grom because the stock seat is so bad that I custom ordered it from Corbin, and it's like all custom colors and stuff like that, exactly to match the bike. And I wanted to try that out, and it's a million times better. I tried the auto drive soap in my foam can. Worked pretty well for the price. Has no smell. I did foam, but haven't see the laptop won't boot up. Oh, that sucks, man. That's the problem. Like I have this computer, and my goal was to build a whole new gaming rig, like a high-end $2,000 one, around May. But with the video cards like out of control now price-wise with the crypto miners, I kind of just held off, and I was like, whoa, because the prices otherwise, like, the top-end Intel i7 is going to be like 300 and something bucks. Whoa, no big deal. Motherboard is like 150, 200 bucks for a good one. A case is 100 bucks or so. And I already have a 4K monitor. That's what I have right now. I have a 4K monitor. So I don't need any of that kind of stuff. So it's just the basics. But with the crypto miners ruining the video card systems for PC gamers now, where it's doubling and tripling the price. To me, I'm not going to spend $1,200, $1,300 for a video card that at one time was $500 or $600 just last year. It's not worth it for me. So I've kind of held off. Try Wax God soap. I already have, Daniel. It did not turn out very good. That'll be on Friday's video. So be sure to look out Friday's video. It did not. And I contacted Wax God. He's a really cool guy, and he said it's not meant for it. It wasn't designed for it. So that's a lot of the problem with it. I have a friend who moved Jacksonville to go to college. Yeah, my wife went to University of North Florida. That's where she graduated with her degree in biology. And I went to the community colleges there before my parents moved across the state. So I went to, it was called FCCJ back then, Florida Community College. And then I went over to Pensacola, which is where I went over to finish out over there. I have a friend who moved. How's your night? Yeah, I was in Tampa and stuff. So that's what's been going on. What's the best wheel cleaner? Wheel cleaners over the counter that I like a lot are Eagle One A to Z wheel cleaner. McGuire's new ultimate wheel cleaner is really good too. It is the the iron remover in it, so it works really good too. Give that a shot too. The new McGuire's Ultimate. Are there multiple Ace Cafes in Florida? No, only one. There's a one Ace Cafe in London, which is well known in London. That's where it originated, and now there's one over here, and it's in Orlando, right in downtown, right in downtown Orlando, right next to Interstate 4, where the parking lot is. If you just look up, that's Interstate 4 going by right there. So you see all the cars going by. As a matter of fact, there was a wreck right there or a 350Z that was going to come to the GTR meet, got into a wreck right there because you have all these roads that merge in. And so you have people that completely come to a stop right there on Interstate 4. And it's like, on an interstate, why are you going to come to a complete stop? And he locked up the brakes because it was a multi-car pileup, and he smashed the front of his Z because of it. It's such a bad area here to be driving. It's terrible in Orlando. What's up, Lion? How you doing? Thanks for the video, brother. Super informative. Thanks so much, man. I really do appreciate it. Again, I like doing this as a hobby and a hobbyist detailer. If you need some perfect high-end information out there, there's guys like Larry out there from Ammo, Auto Geek. There's a couple ones that are just complete pros, and they can teach you the really nice in-depth tricks to use it. But again, most of those YouTubers, they only use the products that they personally sell and make. So, but the thing is, you can use those techniques now on the over-the-counter products. Now, they might not live up to the hype of the higher ones, but they'll do you really good for the average Joe, for a hobbyist detailers like us out here that are just getting by, just cleaning our own personal cars. And we're not out there to start a detailing business. Getting in late would be here for school. No, I understand, man. We got in really late too. By the time we got home after we went to Denny's on the way home. Literally, we got home at like 11:45. It was really late. She's like, I gotta go to bed now. I gotta be up at 5 a.m. So she's like, I'm out. So that's what we did. Time 6:51. Yeah, no, it's what is it? It's 12:53 at night here. Titus, about the ceramic coating. As a matter of fact, that was going to be yesterday. For all you who don't know and that are just, you obviously don't follow my Instagram or you don't follow my Facebook, on what was it? Thursday, it came in. So I asked you all on Facebook group, I asked which ceramic coating would you be more interested in? Would you like to see the, what's it called? C Quartz from CarPro, the UK version, or would you like to see like a Geon Quartz? And everybody said CarPro. So I got the brand new CarPro C Quartz UK 3.0, which is brand new for 2018, just came out. And so that was actually supposed to be done this weekend on my GTR, but because of the GTR meet that I totally forgot about, and the car has to sit for 24 hours and cure, I was like, it's pointless because I know the car's not going to cure in 24 hours. Now when I'm driving it down there, getting it dirty and stuff, just driving it to downtown Orlando. And then we went to downtown Disney World over there. So I had put tons of miles. There's all kinds of bug splatter on the front of it, stuff like that. Good night, Alberto. Finally got my car back from the body shop and swirls galore. You know, sometimes I've seen that before. You just kind of got to take care of it yourself. But you know what? At least it's fixed. You know, now that the transmission has dropped off with the blue Prelude after over a year, I've owned that transmission. So finally, I'm going to have a new restoration Prelude video out. He said he should be done with it in 2 or 3 days, but he still works, you know, Tuesday through Saturday at his job. So he only has Sunday and Monday to work on the cars. So he said he's going to work on it today and then or tomorrow for the most part. He's going to work on it. And I told him about there's a slow oil leak underneath from one of the seals that's gone bad. And he said he'll replace that as well. So I was like, cool. He's like, anything else you want done? And I'm like, not unless you see anything you recommend that needs to be switched. So he said he's going to order the parts for me and then knock it out. And I'm like, cool. So we're good to go. What's the best wash for super hard water? When it comes to water and the softness and hardness, stuff like that, I don't personally know. I just use the stuff that comes out of the tap that's there outside the house. And I guess that's hard water. And I do fine with any of your McGuire's Gold Class, Eagle 1 what is it? Nano Wash and Wax, Mother's Wash and Wax, or Surf City Garage. If you can find any 4 of those, and like We had our water tested, and they said it was hard water, and I'm like, I can't tell the difference. You should be fine with any of those. McGuire's Gold Class, any one of those you'd be great with. Hey, when I'm using my phone Canon, it makes a lot of suds, and I'm afraid my neighbors will get mad because the suds are a mess. Anyways, it really won't matter. Hydro, you know what I do with mine? Because it kind of turns into an ice skating rink sometimes if there's a lot of suds, which is a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. A lot of suds is fun. But, you know, you step on the suds and it kind of gets really slick under your shoes. I put the white tip back on there and just kind of wash it down the driveway. So it goes out into the, like, you know, the sidewalk gutter going out there. That's what I normally do. So I fan it all off, and then I make the final video for you guys. Now on Foam Friday, you get to see it immediately how I'm doing it. And then I just turn it off the machine real quick for you guys. And then I literally walk over there and show you how thick it is or how not thick it is, as you'll see on Friday. And that's how you see exactly how I do. Now, so there's that suds all over. But when I'm actually done using it, I usually just use the wash. I just spray it all down the driveway and out into the street so it goes on the gutter. Good afternoon from Australia. Good day, mate. Good day, mate. Yeah, putting some shrimp on the Barbie. We're going to drink some Fosters. I'm messing with you. I'm sorry. I'm messing with you. And you and Kiwis are the exact same people, right? All right, Julian, I do have the Armor All vent and duct thing. With it comes a little tube that these nozzles stick out in there, but I haven't tried it out yet. I did buy it when I was at the Walmart live stream, but I have not tried it yet. So give me another week or so, and I'll be able to try it out for you guys. Again, now both of my Hondas are now in repair shops. I gave this guy an ultimatum on Friday or Thursday. I went up there and I said, why is my white car still sitting there? Well, I just got the part in. I said, sir, you told me the exact same excuse 3 weeks ago. When are you going to work on my car? He's some foreign guy. And he's like, tomorrow? I'm like, okay, if it's not done by next week, I'm towing it next week. That's the way deal. I said, I have not had my white car in 5 months. I said, I am towing my car to somewhere else if you are not going to fix it. I said, you had it for 2 months. The company that was here before you had it for 3 months, and it's not been touched. And you gave the exact same excuse you did 3 weeks ago that the part just came in. So I was like, you either work on it or I'm towing it. And that's it. I'm going to take it somewhere else because I said I pay cash. I have money. I'm not cheap, and I want my car back. I said I have not had my car since November. So you either get it done or it's gone. So he just was like, okay. And I'm like, you're lazy. You don't want to do the job, obviously. So we're at that point now where I'm about to just tow it and get rid of it. Hey, dude, good afternoon. How long should I wait before a compound the new painted area? I think you have to wait, like, is it 60 or 90 days they recommend before, because you want the paint to completely harden. So I want to say it was when I had to have the blue Prelude, the whole side of it repainted when it was a scraped and a hit and run in a mall parking lot. They told me that it was like 60 or 90 days before I could do anything with it. Like no waxes, nothing. So I just let the car get dirty, and I was like, okay, no big deal, you know. What's up, Dunzo? How you doing, man? You guys and Canadians, hey, bro. No, Canadians. No, the Canadians are. Here's what one of my history professors in college told me. Canadians are the next 6 or 7 states to eventually become the United States. That's exactly what he would say all the time. Because what is there, like 7 provinces up there? And he said, those are just future United States. Don't you worry about it. Give them another 50 years. They're going to be part of the United States. It was pretty funny. Is the chemical guy's detail any good? Yes, it was actually very good. I tried it out, and it's been very good. I don't think I've made the video yet for you guys, but yeah, I just did it. What did I do it? Did I do it yesterday? So yeah, that'll be out next week. Probably maybe next. I don't know if I'll do next Saturday or next Wednesday, or either way, it'll get done. It'll be out for you, but very, very impressed with it. So it's a good detail spray for you. Do you have to clay before? Yes, you always want to clay your car, whether you use a synthetic type of clay like the Mother Speed Block or the Eagle One Mid I have, or a traditional actual clay, putty clay. You always do that. You've got to remove the contaminants before you start correcting the paint. It's basically you wash it, then you clay bar it, then you compound and polish whatever needs to be done, because polishing is a lighter cutting where the compound are really cut deep. And then you want to go ahead and lay on a nice sealant if you have a sealant, or put on your wax. That's generally the way it is. So I basically can't wash it. Yeah, you're going to have to wait a while, dude. You have to wait. I did the same thing. Remember, it was funny. Like, I want to say it was like 2009, 2010. I was at the mall. It was right before Christmas Eve, and I walked out of the mall, and the whole side of the blue car on the passenger side was red all the way down. Like a red car just did this the entire way down the side of the car. So I had to call my insurance, drop it off, and then I came back and I dropped it off and had to have the actual thing get fixed. So it took 2 weeks, and they told me, do not wash it, do not. Or they said I could wash it. They told me I couldn't use any waxes or anything on it for like, I want to say it was like 60 or 90 days. They said you want to make sure the paint is completely hardened before you do anything else to it. So I was like, all right, sounds good. That's what went on. Good night, buddy. Thanks so much, Daniel, Ilana, and Ivy. Thanks so much. You should review Colonite. Yeah, I get a lot of questions about that, Garth. Trust me, I'll get to it, buddy. And I still have your whatchamacallit. I'm literally asking neighbors now, can I borrow your cars? And I don't know what it is. They see me wash the cars or make videos every single week, a couple times a week. They drive by. And I asked them, I was like, can I just please borrow your car? I said, I'll wash it for you. I'll even wax it for you. I'll use like, Garth, you sent me that luster, liquid luster. And I just need a car to try it on because I don't have enough cars at the moment to try the liquid luster. So I don't care if it's a Buick or a Cadillac. It doesn't matter to me. I'll wash it, you know, clay bar it for them. They don't know what a compounding polish is. So I just slap wax on it and go from there. And they just kind of like, it's a little bit standoffish, like, whoa, buddy. And I'm like, let me do it. I said, I'm not going to charge you. I said, I just need vehicles for my videos. And so we'll see what I can do. Pooh Panda. Here's a donate for all the video products you've made. Thanks for trying to keep the products. What was your first car, the Prelude or the white car? No, I've had many cars before that. And thank you very much for the $10 donation. I really do appreciate it. Again, your support has really helped me out. When I had to go buy the ceramic coating the other day, it was $89 with shipping for ceramic coating for the Car Pro stuff. With shipping, I think shipping was like $6. So it came to $89. And Racer's Edge had over like 2 different live streams. He donated right at $50. So I personally wrote him and I said, you know, your money that you sent me went to help pay for the ceramic coating. Obviously, he didn't cover it all. But I said, I want to thank you for that because that's what I used. I actually used and I paid PayPal and I, you know, paid for it. So I want to thank you guys. Anytime I get donations, it literally goes right back into the channel to help buy more and more of the products so you guys can see them. Because again, ceramic coating is not something that everybody does. And it's obviously not like a $10 wax. So it's a little bit more expensive. It obviously is going to outlast a wax. So I thank you so much for that. I really do, Mr. Panda. How you doing, Charlie? What you doing? Love your car. Oh, by the way, Pooh, my very first car I was 17 years old. I got it as a Christmas present. I was a junior in high school. It was a 1988 Hyundai Excel. So it's a little hatchback Hyundai Excel. It was red. It was stick shift. So I had to learn how to drive stick shift. My neighbor would take me out every night. He would take me over to a big grocery store parking lot called Winn-Dixie. And we would go around circles and circles and circles. And then he was like, okay, do you feel comfortable to drive home with me yet? He's like, I'll sit here. There, you know, it's midnight. So there's nobody on the roads. He's like, if you want, I'll do it. So we was all back roads the whole way. So after about 2 or 3 days, I was out there and I actually did that. And that's exactly how I did it. I just, I learned how to drive stick. And that was my very first car. 1988 Hyundai Excel. I think it was a GLS model. And it was a hatchback. That thing was a piece of crap. Literally every 2 weeks, the car broke down. Every 2 weeks, you could guarantee you would broke down. My dad ended up spending another $1,000, $1,500 to repair everything. And he said, well, if you want a better car, you got to get a job. So, of course, that's when my friend who was at work with me or my class in my junior year said, dude, I'll get you a job at the shipping company down the street. And I was like, all right. So I went in there. He got me the job, like he said. You all right, Nathan? Yeah. And then I heard him coughing down there. So I was, kind of get worried as a dad. And so he are you okay, buddy? I hear him. He sounds like he's like coughing, like he's choking, but he seems okay. But anyways, so that's what got me started at my job at the shipping company, and I've stayed there ever since because the pay kept getting higher and higher. Oh God, he's thirsty. I know what you want. You're thirsty. You're thirsty. See, he brings me his bottle, and then he's like, basically like, fill it up, homeboy, fill it up. Guys, if you can give me 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, I will go down there and fill up his drink so that he has it. So if you guys can please bear with me, I'll get right back to you. And if anybody comes in, they're like, where did he go? I'm just filling up a drink. So give me 2 minutes, guys. I appreciate it. Hold on, Nathan. Hold on. I'll get you a drink. Come on, let's go. I'll get you a drink. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. That's what she said. All right. I do apologize, guys. Thanks so much for hanging in there. I just had to fill up his stuff real quick. Why don't you want to wax new paint? It's for some reason it affects the new paint. So you want to make sure it lets it fully solidify and dry. No animal crackers? No, I actually just threw the bag away last night. I'm all out of animal crackers. Tied some. Can you leave a link to the future video where you bought your ceramic cost? Yes, I actually got them from Sky Car Product. Hold on, I'll look it up for you right now. And again, I'll help you out because I help out anybody I can. Sky Car Care, is that what it's called? What is it at? Website. Yeah, this is where I got it. It's here in the United States. Hold on, I'll link it to you right now, buddy. It's here in Florida. It's on the other side of Orlando. So there it is right there. So it's called Sky's the Limit Car Care. So I apologize. Sky's the Limit Car Care. And Titus, thank you very much for the $5. I really do appreciate it. Again, these things are really helping when it offsets all that money because, again, stuff's not cheap. I don't mind spending the money. I never will mind because, obviously, one, it's on my car, so I'm using it for my own car. But it does help a lot, and I thank you so much for the donation. I really do. I love the manual car. So much fun. Yeah, that's how I learned to drive stick shift. And honestly, at my job, in order to qualify as actually a delivery driver, you had to be able to pass a stick shift driving test. And I can tell you right now, so many young men out there cannot drive stick shift. I bet there's a lot of people in this chat room right now that cannot drive stick shift. And thankfully, because my first two cars were stick shift cars, I've never had a problem with driving it. So I had the Hyundai Excel. Then I bought the Chevy Beretta. It was a 1993 Chevy Beretta. And this was in 97 when I bought it. It was manual. And then my next stick shift car that I owned was my 370Z. I had a couple of cars in between there, but they were all automatics. So then my 370Z obviously was stick shift. So I have no issues ever driving stick shift at all. Saw some new Voodoo Car Care's products. I have already tried one of them, Dalton, the wheel cleaner. It's not that good. I'm sorry I haven't gotten the video out. I did record the video. I just haven't edited the video. Again, a lot of times I have at least 5 videos already made for you guys, or at least recorded. So then I have to upload them to the computer and transfer them and just put them together, merge all the video together. And that's basically all I have to do to it. And that's all I got to do. I have a ZL1 if you ever want to wash it. Bring it on by, Charlie. We'll wash it. I'll definitely do it. There's 2 Corvettes in my neighborhood on that side of the neighborhood, the brand new Corvette Stingrays. Like they're always the old men. I don't know about you, Charlie, but these are like the guys in like the 60s and 70s. Those are the ones who buy it. Hey, everyone. How's it going? Active. Ceramic coatings for high cost. I'm telling you right now. So you guys remember, if you guys have been around with me for a while, I had a silver GTR. One of the GTR owners here in Central Florida, he's a dentist. He lives about 10 minutes from my house. Before I owned my GTR, he let me take his GTR. Let me take his GTR down here and wash it. And he has ceramic coating on it. Dude, the amazing results. He said he's had it on there for 5 years, but he has a Mustang GT 350, one of the new ones that just came out. It's a 2017 model. Anyhow, he's like, he was telling me that his pro detailer that comes to the house charges no less than $1,000 to do ceramic coating. He said his GTR cost over $1,000 because they have to do the compound polish or if there's anything in there and then get it out. He said, well, how about this? He said, you can come do I'll bring the Mustang over to your house, or you can have the Mustang and you can ceramic coat my Mustang. And I said, that's fine. I don't mind. But I said, let me test it out. Let me get used to the product on my own car before I put it on your car. and I don't want to screw up anything, obviously, with it. So I said, let me test it on mine, and then I'll gladly bring over your Mustang, and we'll ceramic coat your Mustang. So again, you get in with the boys like this, and you can get in, because a couple of the GTR guys told me, they're like, you can come and take my GTR anytime you want, and you can wash it. I don't care, because you'll save me time. A lot of these guys are pilots, they're business owners and stuff like that. They just don't have the time during the day to wash and take care of their cars. And they're like, if you want to wash my GTR, you can. Obviously, trust me, because I own one. So they're like, yeah, come take my GTR. You can wash it for me. So we'll see. You work at Pet Boy, so I get products at a decent discount. Yeah, that's good. I bought all the Voodoo car care line, and I've had it for about 2 months in the garage. I bought it when there was a massive discount. It was like 30% off. So I got like everything for dirt cheap. It was a good deal. What's up, Cody? How you doing, buddy? Shout out from NYC. I found your video on the strippers car scent video. Well, thank you so much for finding it, dude, and welcome to the channel. I love getting to meet my subscribers, and this is a great way, even though it's super late at night. I was in Tampa today. I was in Busch Gardens today. I dropped off my blue Prelude to get it today. So again, that's why we're doing such a late night live stream. I don't expect, like, yeah, last time we had like 70 or 80 people on. This time we have 40 something. You know what? I'm happy with 40, especially at what time it is at night. I'm so thankful that you guys are here with me. Would you get an S2000? If I did not have a baby, he's a 2-year-old now, I would have no problem buying an S2000. They look very nice, and they're very good looking cars. Later, brother. I understand, buddy. Thanks so much for stopping by, brother. Mr. BDDWC. Love every live stream. Dude, I appreciate it, man. Leo, I love getting to do these. I told my wife, she's already in bed, and I was like, I've got to do a live stream. I didn't realize it was Sunday night, and we're so late at night, but at least I'll do an hour or two and hang out with them and spend some time with you guys. And that's basically what I did. Literally, it's been go all night, all day today. Acura and a TL Type S. Are we talking about the brand new ones, the 2018s? Oh, man, the one that's in that blue, ooh, it's gorgeous. 2 thumbs up from me on that one. If that's the one we're talking about, the brand new 2018s, and that blue, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You're 35. Okay, so yeah, Charlie, just bring it on by. You know, and if not, we can introduce you to the old men down the street that have the Stingrays, and there's a hardtop one there, and there's a convertible one on that side of the neighborhood. There's a BMW. There's 2 BMW i8s in my neighborhood. Yeah, we got a lot of that stuff here. It's pretty crazy. I think there's Aston Martin down here. There's like 3 or 4 Porsches around my neighborhood. There's a Porsche Cayenne, not Cayenne. What is it? The Panamera is over here. You got like 3 or 4 Hummers in my neighborhood. I'm like, Hummers. I'm like, who has Hummers anymore? And they're all over my neighborhood. It's pretty funny. Let me read through everybody. I'm in Florida. Yes, I am, Cody. I'm in Kissimmee, Florida, right next to Disney World. I live about 25 minutes drive from Disney World. I'm on the far side of Kissimmee. Cody, almost every New Yorker from Puerto Rico, New Yorican, comes down here. From Brooklyn. Have you ever had any requests for Purple Power? Yes, I have a few of them already. Yes, I've had a few ones. If I ever buy a sports car, muscle car, it'll be a manual only. Yeah, you know what? Manual is a lot of fun. I understand that if you don't know how to drive it, or the GTR, I literally had comments where people tell me, where they see the GTR and are like, oh, it's so nice of a car. Too bad, you know, it sucks that you bought it in manual. And I'm like, or you bought an automatic. And you're like, oh my God. Like the R35 GTR only comes in automatic. It never came in stick. And you still have these people that comment. I see it all the time. I'm like, that's because it never came in stick shift. You know, it's pretty funny. Do you think they're just saying that so they can take their car, or they say, I tell you what, Cody, the dentist, I swear, he's a dentist, but this was before I even owned the GTR. He literally said, come to my house. He gave me the key. He showed me his Mustang GT350. He showed me his whatever. He's got a Prelude or Ducati in the back. He has a separate building. I'm not lying. It's a 1,000 square foot building. It's a garage that he had custom made behind his house. And that's where all his high-end cars and motorcycles are lined up. It's crazy. And he said he literally daily drives every one of these cars. He daily drives that Mustang GT. He just threw me the keys and said, go have fun with it. Bring it back whenever you're done. And that's just generally the way it was. And I'm like, oh, my God, cool. Dude, thanks very much, Cody. Yeah, the channel has really been picking up. I'd say in the last 2 or 3 months, the channel has been picking up like anywhere from 800. I think now it's at 900 and some subscribers in the last 30 days. I look at the analytics, and it shows, you know, you click on the last 30 days of analytics. I'm like 900 and something. I'm like, holy cow. So it's a great feeling to see the channel grow. I've had a lot more subscribers coming in, a lot more views coming in, and I'm so thankful for everybody that does. I spend just a few minutes to watch the videos. It's been a lot of fun. What's your favorite wheel cleaner? I would say right now over the counters, Eagle One is still one of the best. A to Z. It comes in an orange bottle, or even McGuire's new Ultimate one. And that's really good because that has an Iron X remover in it, so you can actually spray it on your car's paint, and it will actually remove the contaminant in your car's paint. It's pretty cool. It's really cool if you get to see it. If I can get the white car back one of these years, I will test it out, because on a white car, it'll show up really good with the contaminants. It actually turns the purple color. If you spray it on the car's paint, it's eating it away. It's really sick. I've seen the pictures of it. So that should be a lot of fun to test out. But I got to get that car back. And, that's just the way it goes. Am I Polish? No, I'm not. I was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I've lived in Florida my whole life. I was adopted. And so my parents, I don't know my real parents at all. I was adopted when I was a year old. Just the way it goes. So now you guys know one more thing about me. I was adopted as 1 year old. My parents were at church, and it was the adoption through the church, and that's the way it went down. What's the nicest car in your neighborhood? I would say probably the BMW i8s are some of the most expensive cars in the neighborhood. I don't know. There's a lot of business owners in my neighborhood. We live in it's a gated country club here, so it's a lot of doctors, lawyers, business owners, it's stuff like that. And like the one over there that he just moved in, I met him when they were looking at the house across the street, and I said, no, you guys need to seriously go over there on that side of the neighborhood. There's this really monster house. It's 5,600 square foot. You guys need to check it out. It's huge, 3-car garage, and it's for sale. And I asked him, we ran into the other day. I didn't realize that they bought the house. And so I stopped and talked to him. Really nice family. And he kind of beat around the bush about what he did. And I said, well, you never mentioned it. I said, would you mind like saying what kind of business you're in? He owns a stock trading company. He was based out of Miami, Florida, and he owned a stock trading corporation. So he still does, but he says so he does most of his work now from home. So he has tons of custom he's into the old hot rods. So he has a bunch of hot rods. He's building lifts inside his garage, having everything customized. It's really cool. He's like, oh man, come on in. So that's what he's into. So I would not piss off your neighbors. No, not at all. There's on that side of the neighborhood, there's definitely 2 Corvettes I know of, the new ones. Love living where they were the money to burn for detailing. Yeah, I'm sure that I've never seen any mobile detailers in my neighborhood. Most of the people wash it. As a matter of fact, so on that side of the neighborhood, I saw a guy with they moved in sometime in the last couple of months in a big house over there. It's on the lake. It's a really big house. 4-car garage. It's really cool. And they have an S2000. It's really pretty S2000. They were out there washing it. The guy had like a big brush like thing washing the car. All I did was like, oh, he was literally brushing it with his brush to clean the car. I was like, no, don't do it. And I was shocked. And he has a black Porsche in the 911 Turbo right next to it. But he was taking out the S2000 that day with him and his wife. I guess it might be his wife's car, his wife's toy car. And I was cringing. I just so bad wanted to ride, because I was on my motorcycle. I was just riding my little Honda Grom around the neighborhood. And I just wanted to ride up there and just introduce him, like, hey, I'm Chad. I do all this big YouTube channel, and if you'd let me wash your car. But I didn't want to make it feel awkward, because it's like, you don't know me, and now you're asking to take the car. So maybe I just need to slowly introduce myself, like, hey, I'm so and so. I love your cars, that kind of thing, and then slowly word it. And they're like, let me wash it, please. Don't wash your car again. I was just like, it's nice. As a matter of fact, Charlie, you're talking about Colorado. Yesterday when we took the GTR to downtown Disney, or now they call it Disney Springs, we were meeting my wife's doctor friends that she did residency at the program with that used to live in Georgia. Now they're doctors in Parker, Colorado, which is the suburbs of Denver. And they were here for a sports medicine, conference in Orlando. So they were like, can you guys meet us? So we drove over there and met them, and it was a lot of fun. What's up, Jay? How you doing, bud? Can you tell me a little something about what you do, money I want to own a GTR? Okay, first thing is you're going to have to work, and you're going to have to work hard. I work in the shipping industry. I've been in there since I was 17 years old. I'm 38 years old now. I went to college, and I'm telling you, you're going to have to work long hours, and you can't quit. You can't ever quit a job. You'll never get any more if you keep quitting a job. You just got to kind of stick with it. You'll get the raises over time. You start out with one car, you go to the next car, you go to the next car. You finally literally work your way up the ladder, and that's how I did it. And so you have enough equity there because the car's quick, you pay it off really fast, and you have a bunch of equity in it, and then you sell it outright, and then you have a monster down payment for the next car. You just basically, you can repeat the process where eventually a $60-something thousand GTR that's used, you put $20-something thousand down. Well, you only have a $40-something thousand loan now. Well, $40-something thousand isn't your average SUV anymore. And so that is much easier to swallow. So what you do is you just kind of, you work a lot. Anytime they offer extra hours, you work the extra hours. You don't ever say no. You never quit your job. You stay at it. You get educated so you maybe can get a higher end job in the company you're with. You just keep working your way up the ladder. You're not going to start out as a 21-year-old kid out of college with a car that expensive. I bought my Honda Prelude, my blue one, at the end after college. It was in 2006 is when I bought it, and I've had that car ever since 2006, and I just kept it. And that car was $14,500 when I bought it back in 2006, and I still have it. So again, I pay off my cars very fast. I never pay the minimum payments on anything. I usually pay hundreds of dollars, if not double the payment every month if I can financially afford it. I work the extra hours at work. Many times they would be like calling me in to extra shifts. I'd say, sure, I'll come in. You just kind of bust your tail, and eventually you can have enough equity in your cars where you can trade up, and eventually you can buy the GTR and hang out. It's no big deal. And then, you can swallow a $40,000 loan a lot easier than you can swallow a $60,000 or $70,000 loan. And that's basically how I did it. Do you think you can beat I think the actual GTR is 2.7 or 2.8 with launch control. I know that for a fact. Later, Rodney, sorry about that. I like watching your chats. No, I understand. I understand, Rodney, and I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. I understand it's so late, so thanks so much for spending time with me. Can you read my question from above? It's a two-part question. Okay, sorry about that, Bulldog. Where in the heck is your question? I'm scrolling up still. Oh, sorry about that, Bulldog. I didn't even see it. My apologies, buddy. I recently bought a used truck, and it has these outer window shades covers on it. I took them off, and I noticed some kind of hard water stain on the length of the window shade door. I tried, where's your other part? Cleaning it with ammonia-free glass cleaner. So you might need to actually polish the glass in order to get that out, buddy. There is glass polish you can buy, but you're probably going to end up having to polish your glass in order to actually get that stuff out if it's ruined it that bad. But you can definitely do it. It's just a lot harder because glass is obviously a lot harder than paint is. So it takes a little bit more work to get it done, but you can definitely polish your paint. There's some good AutoGeek. AutoGeek has some really good videos from Mike Phillips where he actually teaches you how to polish glass. Like I said, it's a very hard surface compared to paint, so you're going to have to work on a lot more, but you can definitely do it. Definitely do it. Awesome channel. I've been watching quite a bit as I just got pressure washer. Oh, thanks a lot, Axel. Thanks so much, buddy. I think that's how you're saying your name, Axel. You own your own car shop. Well, there you go. I mean, that's the way it is, Charlie. And a lot of people ask me how you're able to do this stuff. It literally is that. When I was in North Florida, they used to call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, can you come work the morning shift? We had a bunch of call outs. Can you come work it? And I knew I was going to get overtime by getting up this. So I had to be there at 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning for the morning shift. And I was like, fine, I'll be there. So I got up, I got in the car. I didn't even, because I was like, whatever. I had a shower last night. I go in there whether I have even my glasses on. I was like, screw it. I don't care, because they were like, we need you as soon as possible. So I just get in my car, run down there, and have just the shorts and just t-shirt and tennis shoes on. And I'd do the job they needed me to, whether it was load the trucks, whatever they needed to do. And I'd get like 4.5 hours in. So I'd get an extra 4.5 hours at the end of the week in my paycheck, just because I was willing to work an extra morning shift for them. And then I would come work my regular afternoon evening shift, which was no big deal. But after then, you're in straight overtime. So there was a lot more money showing up every single week, and I'm like, I just kept doing that. They would call me 3 or 4 times a week. Hey, can you come in? As soon as I saw that thing ringing, I would just go ahead and just jump up and be like, I'm on my way, because who's going to call you at 3:30 in the morning? Where eventually I had more cash coming in than I ever needed, but I just kept the money. So I was starting to stack it up in my bank account. I had no credit card debt, I had no car bills, and I never said no to work, ever. Thoughts on Obsessed Garage? I don't know. I don't watch their channel, buddy. I've heard about them, but I don't watch it. Are you ever going to try the Power foam cannon? Yeah, Dalton, I'm probably going to pick it up next time I go to Walmart and look at it, buddy. Is college worth it? College is only worth it for me if you get a degree in something that's in high demand. Medical field is in massive demand, and you can get a job like that. technical, mechanical jobs, technical jobs, that these kind of things, sciences and math and stuff like that. Don't get yourself a social studies degree. Don't get yourself a how humans are lazy degree. None of that stupid stuff. That's not going to get you a job after college. It's not going to ever get you a high-paying job. You need a good technical degree, and something in medical is very high in demand. You always need medical, anything like that. Otherwise, go get a technical job like a Votech school and learn a trade, because those guys make a lot of money. Like plumbers, $30 and $40 an hour. And who wants to do dirty jobs anymore? Most people are like, I'm not going to get my hands dirty, but I'm going to go to college and make $14 an hour. But this plumber guy is making $30 and $40 an hour. And it's like, he didn't go to college. Maybe he did a Votech school, or he learned from a trade, and he's out there getting all dirty, but he's making $30 or $40 an hour. It's like, who's the smarter one here? So you've got to really understand that. So you want to make sure you get a good technical job technical degree, or something that's in a high demand job, not so lame job. You know what I mean? That's the way you really did. That to me is what makes college worth it. Any mods with the Prelude? Only I had stereo in the Prelude, because at the time I was single. I was living on my own, paying rent in a 2-bedroom place. And at the time I was like, you know what? Cars come second, houses come first, and everything else is a back. And that's just the way I did it. The Prelude's actually not in the best condition. The blue one has a lot of rock chips on the front of it from many drives to Georgia when I was dating my wife. It has rust in the wheel wells, and I've got it now that the transmission is getting swapped. Once that gets back, now I'll be on the hunt to find a body repair shop who's willing to cut the rust out, put new metal on there, and fully redo it. I don't care if it's $2,000, I will pay it. So that'll be the last step of getting the Prelude back to normal again. But just other than washing it and detailing it, there's nothing I do to it other than that, just the basic maintenance on it. But you need bolt-ons to the GTR. The GTR already has an exhaust on it. That's all it has. I would like to do some later on, some extra ones, but right now my number one thing is to pay the GTR off first. I only owe $26,000 left on the GTR. I'm paying it off very fast, and I'd rather be out of debt than I'd rather have more bolt-ons, especially in a car that 99% of the cars on the road are never going to beat you. I'm sorry. People can, oh, what about this? Well, how often do you see some of these high-end exotics on the road? You never see them. Very rare, unless you're in like South Florida and Miami area. You just don't see them on the road. So for me to be out there with a GTR, 99% of the cars on the road in the Orlando area that are on the road on a daily basis are never going to touch the GTR. So to me, it's like, I'd rather have it paid off than just put more bolt-on mods on it. What do you think about the Chemical Guys black lights? So, I've never been the biggest fan of Chemical Guys car soaps. To me, they've always been very watered down. The foam can soaps, though, are very good. But the actual, like 2-bucket method soaps, not so good. Now, I will tell you, I just happened to have this one still out when I did the honeydew or the watermelon snow foam. This was a decent product in the 2-bucket system. It wasn't horrible by any means. Like I said, I rated it about a B. It's definitely not the top-end 2-bucket system, like super lubricacy and stuff like that. But it's really good for if you want one that works in the foam can and will work in the 2-bucket system. It's obviously more expensive. So if I would recommend, if you're going to buy something like this, definitely buy it and only use it in the foam can. And then for your 2-bucket method soap, buy your like McGuire's Gold Class, stuff like that you're going to wash it down with, because it's a lot cheaper than that. So you don't want to blow tons of this when this is the good stuff for the foam can. You know what I mean? So just let you know. Again, I'm trying to read through everybody's stuff. Maybe, Charlie, maybe. The GTRs are just ridiculously fast. You just need to save money. You could come out and work your car for free when you come to Colorado. One thing, Charlie, we were talking about is sometime because they invited us. So like, if you guys want to stay for a couple of days, you're more than welcome to stay out here in Colorado with our house. I guess they have where the basement is, it's like a family room down there in the basement, but it also has an extra bedroom and bathroom down there. And they invited us to come down there. And I've been talking to my wife about maybe around September flying out there and renting a car, renting a minivan, and actually traveling from Colorado, going through the mountains, stopping at like Yellowstone National Park, then going up into Montana, where you go into Glacier National Park and stuff like that. And maybe doing like a week-long trip up there. I think that would be a lot of fun for me to do it, because I think from Colorado or Denver, Colorado up to Glacier, it was like 12 or 14 hours, which isn't really that bad, especially if you're breaking it up between multiple days. So she seems like she's pretty on board, especially because she gets to see her doctor friends from school again. Am I a workaholic? I used to be a workaholic, but not anymore. Not as much as I used to be. Before I was married, if they offered me as much hours as I could, I would do it. Literally, I would go out there at Christmas. I would go out and deliver all day long. I was one of the drivers at the mall route, so I'd deliver all day long at the mall. And then I'd come back and work the evening night shift. And then I would go to sleep for like 6 hours or so, get up, get dressed again in the uniform, and go do them all again the next day and repeat it over and over. Like during Christmas is when I would make the most amount of money. But every year from November 1st and end of October, November 1st, all the way through the end of Christmas, I would bank so much money during those 2 months. It was ridiculous because the money was just overtime, was as much overtime as you wanted. Nobody told you no. It was a good time. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Corvettes down here too. I see them all over. The new Corvettes I really like the looks of the new Corvettes. I think they really did really good. It looks much sexier, more of an exotic looking car, like a typical Ferrari or Lamborghini than it did before. They were just kind of like boring looking, but the new ones are like really, really nice looking. I like their looks a lot more. Why did I choose red on the GTR? Okay, my first choice was the blue they have. But any dealership that had a blue, which is very rare, they only made blue for like 2 or 3 years so far. And any dealership that had a blue one, they wanted like 5,000 to 10,000 more over like your standard blacks, grays, silvers, and reds. And the red one, I was able to talk down like almost $4,000. Yeah, it was almost $4,000. I talked them down. It was like $3,790. Let's see. Yeah, it was right at $4,000, like $3,900. I talked them down at, and the red one was already lower, and then I got talking down right at $4,000 less, and I was just like, for $8,000 more to have a blue one, I'm like, forget it. I'll take the red, because I had a red 370Z, the exact same solid red color. It was exact same. There was no difference. All right. Would you like to be ideal suit for the black car because I want you to keep it nice? The soaps really aren't going to make a big difference for you. Your Meguiar's Gold Class, some Eagle One Nano Wash and Wax, your Mother's Wash and Wax, or your Surf City Garage, the ones you can find at your local auto stores or Walmarts, those are going to treat you just fine. Black is all about keeping it polished and compound. If you can keep the swirls out of a black car, it's going to really, really pop so much more. Once the black cars get a lot of swirls and light scratches in it, it really makes the car look dull. So it doesn't matter how clean you can keep it washed, it'll just ruin it. Yeah, Stephen, we've already talked about that earlier. I have CarPros. Okay, so it's CarPro C-Quartz UK 3.0. It just came in on Thursday. Yesterday, I was supposed to be actually polishing and compounding the car with clay bar and actually applying 2 coats of it to it. But I forgot the Central Florida GTR meet was yesterday at downtown Orlando, so I had to go down there first. And, of course, the CarPro thing says you need to wait for 24 hours before you do anything with the car, and I was like, oh, I forgot. So that's basically why I didn't use it. But yes, the GTR will have a ceramic coating on it. Good talking to you. Have a good night. Thanks so much, Charlie. I appreciate it, man. I understand you got to work in the morning with your job. Southside Surf City Garage, black, white. So I try soon. Before I go, do you think it would be worth to buy GTR? GTRs are going to be for the people who are going to be diehard fans that don't mind spending the money. They are very expensive to repair, so you're going to want to find a local motorsports shop that you're really down and good with. I'll give you an example. Are you guys ready for this? Everybody go down and sit down because I'm about to shock you with how much brakes and rotors are on a GTR if you buy OEM stock. Are you ready? Is everybody sitting down? If you go to Nissan and take your car to your Nissan dealer and you say, I need brake pads and rotors on all 4 wheels of the Nissan GTR with OEM's parts, it is $12,000. You heard me right. $12,000 if you want to actually use OEM brakes, pads, and rotors on a GTR. You better have deep pockets. So what the car guys do is there's a different brand they use. I forgot which brand they said. It's identical essentially to them, but it's at like a third of the price. They said they could give me all new rotors for $1,800 with this. And brake pads, he's like, it's the same deal. It's a couple $100. So with all installation, you're at like $2,500, $12,000. Are you shitting me right now for all 4 brakes and rotors? It's really expensive. If your GTR, I'd say, was going to be your 3rd or 4th car. If you want to have a car that you're going to get stared at all day long, like yesterday at downtown Disney, there was a whole group of teenage girls from Ohio. They all were just like, oh my God, oh, you have how many cars? Oh my God, would you buy me one? You know, that kind of stuff. If you want that attention nonstop, everywhere you go, you're going to see people breaking their necks to see you. A very rare car on the road. You don't see them on the road very often. Then buy yourself a GTR. Their resale value is incredible. They level off in the 60s to 70 range, unless you have one with very high mileage, or it's like an 09. Then you'll get those in around the 50s. But if you want a car that's going to hold its value and just sit there and be like as rare as an exotic Ferrari out there, then yeah, get a GTR. Can't you use any car soaps? Not everyone, Bulldog, and that's why I test the videos and I'm starting to do the foam Fridays for you guys. Not every car soap will work in the foam can. Not all of them. The chemical makeup is not going to allow them to properly foam and stuff. You prefer Autumn's car shampoo for my black paint, makes paint pop, dry. Yeah, MTM, did you see the, no, yeah, you did see it, didn't you? Or do you know? No. You saw the Ultra Foam. You guys saw the Ultra Foam Foam Friday I did yesterday, or Friday. God, my days are all mixed up. So for Foam Friday this week, I did the Adams Ultra Foam. Yeah, hopefully you guys got to see that. I did really, really good in the foam can. So hopefully you guys got to see that on Friday's video. What the hell? They made it go. I don't know, Dalton. It's very expensive to have work on a GTR. Everything is 10 times more than it should be. Example, a standard synthetic oil change on your car is like $75, $80, right? GTR, $229. I had mine switched with motor oil. I took it up to the motorsport shop that handles only GTRs, and they charged me with the motor oil $100 for the install. That's all they charged me, $100 cash. And I was like, done, no questions asked. You just don't ever take your car to the dealership unless it's under warranty. That's what you just don't do. If it's a wear and tear item, don't take it to Nissan or don't take it to any place. Use a fuel additives. I use a Top Gear gas, aka budget for gasoline. Honestly, Dalton, most girls don't know what it is. I'll tell you that right now. Most girls have no idea what a GTR is in this things. They know what Ferraris are. They know what Lamborghinis are, but they don't know what GTRs are. Most people have no idea what they are. Unless you're a car person, you don't know what a GTR is. If you're a car person, it's like you found the Holy Grail if you see one out there person. I was the same way. I was a mega fanboy. And even my wife would literally text me pictures of other GTRs she saw at stoplights. She would take a picture while she was sitting there at the stoplight and send it to me and says, oh, look what I found for you. And she would always tease me like that with them. So she knew I was a big GTR fanboy. And now that I have one, it's like, this is cool. I don't drive it a lot. Now, this whole week, it's going to be my daily driver this whole week to work. Other than Monday and Friday, I get to ride the motorcycle to work. So I love riding my motorcycles. They're a lot of fun. But, you know, it's just so rare that you see a GTR on the road. Most girls don't care about cars. You are right about that. Girls are all about their shoes, makeup, clothes. That's them. You know, they'll tell you if it's Prada shoe. Oh, they know if it's Prada or something like that. Oh, they'll tell you that in a heartbeat. If it's a Coach purse, Dooney & Burke, you know, and Michael Kors, all that stuff, Louis Vuitton. Oh, they can tell you about all that stuff, but can they tell you about cars? I don't know. And their cars are filthy. My wife's minivan, I completely detailed it. It is completely piled full of trash again. And I'm like, oh my God. It's like between the front seat and the back seat where my baby is, it's just completely piled up full of junk again. And I'm just like, no, I did all that work and now it's just piled full of crap again. So it makes me so mad. I don't know what that says. I don't speak Russian, so unless you can translate to English, I'm sorry, I can't help you out. Only cars I see is a Prius and Tesla and Chevy Silverado Duramax. Roll call. Yeah, I don't. We see a lot of. There's Priuses down here, obviously in Florida. Obviously a lot of pickup trucks, that kind of thing. But that's it. Make your wife clean it. No, my wife wouldn't. My wife has never. She said, okay, so if you go back in a long time ago in my car videos when I was this very small nobody on YouTube. When me and my wife got married, she had a 2002 Hyundai Accent since it was brand new. It was her college car for her senior college. her dad bought it for her. And she had it all through med school, all through residency. And after we got married, she had it for like 2 years or 1 or 2 years. And she said she washed that car twice. In 10 years of ownership, or 14 years old, well, no, 12 years of ownership, she washed it twice. It was filthy. I was the only one who ever washed it. She just said, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Cars don't matter to me. And that's just the way it is. But then again, you go in her closet and it's just a pile of clothes this deep in there. She just throws it all in there. She doesn't clean anything. So I'm like, oh, you know, that's the way I am. I guess then keeping the GTR stock would be beneficial. Long term, yes. Short term, probably not. But long term, yeah, because GTRs are very rare. They don't make many. So they're really holding their resale value pretty good. Somebody have the blue Honda. Yes, Dunzo. I dropped it off today in Wesley Chapel. It's a Honda Pro. He's a guy off the Honda Prelude forums that I was reached in touch with somebody else. He's a mechanic at one of the shops over there. And on the side, he does only Honda Prelude work. I went in his backyard. He has one of his huge yards. In our backyard, they had 6 Preludes lined up. 6. And he had like 1 or 2 of them were donor cars. And he was working on 2 local people's Honda Preludes. And he said, I've done tons of 5-speed swaps. He's like, this will take me 2 or 3 days max. He's like, I'll do it everything. He's like, anything else you want done while I'm there? He's like, I could do anything you want. He's like, I have done so many Honda Preludes over the years. He's like, I think he's around 50 years old. So he's like, it's just no big deal for me. And I was like, okay. And I said, well, let me know. I said, there's a slow oil leak over here. I think it's one of the seals. He's like, I got you. I'll do it for you. No big deal. And I'm like, okay. He's like, just call me when it's ready and let me know how much it is, and I'll bring you the money. So yeah, it should be done by next week. He said he has Sundays and Mondays off for work. So I dropped it off today, and he said he's going to start working on it probably tomorrow. So he said it doesn't take, because he has all the parts. He has a machine shop basically in his backyard, so he can do anything real quick, he said. Make your wife clean it. I'm ready through everybody's stuff. 1988 until 1990, the IC Camaro Club, we had girls when working on the Camaros. Yeah, there's a few GTR girls I've noticed, but I don't think they work on their cars. Now, what was really funny is yesterday I left, and so I was driving down Interstate 4 heading towards Disney, and a gold GTR came beside me. It was a girl, some Puerto Rican girl, and she was all smiling and waving and stuff like that to me, and I was like, hey, what's going on, you know? And I rolled down the window. I said, did you come from the Ace Cafe meet downtown? She's like, no, I didn't have time. She's something about her business or something. I guess she owns a business here, and she didn't have time to do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'd never seen her before. And it was one of those. It was probably like a 2017 gold GTR, and she was right next to me. We said hi. It was hard to understand her because she was Puerto Rican. But something about her business, and she couldn't make it because of her business she had to be at today or yesterday. So I was like, oh, okay. And then she took off and went towards Kissimmee, and I went in towards Disney. So that was pretty cool. Good news. I know you're having trouble. It's been a pain in the butt. People here are so lazy. Again, the white Prelude, I went out there on Thursday, and I told them, if you don't have my car done by next week, I'm towing it. I don't have time for this anymore. I haven't had the car in 5 months. I want my car, and I'm going to tow it to a place that's going to work on it. And that guy in Wesley Chapel, he's like, just bring it over here. He's like, he has a custom 3rd gen one. He has totally modded it out with everything. He has an H22 engine in it. What else did he do it? He put a 5th gen Prelude's whole dash in it, steering thing. He has done what did he do to it? He has S2000 parts in it. He put Honda Pilot brakes and rotors on it. He said, I mean, everything on this thing was completely customized. It's his just like show car, and it's nuts. He came straight from the island. He lived in the island for 42 years of his life. So he was a mechanic down there, came over here and became a mechanic here. And he said, dude, I knew everything about the 3rd gen, because he said, I personally own one. He's like, I have this schematics for everything. And he's like, I'll fix it. Forget those guys in Kissimmee. He's like, just get it to me here and I'll do everything for you. So I don't know. I just need the car running again. We'll review on rags for glasses. I'd like a microfiber towels. I just use regular microfiber towel and glass cleaner for my windows on my sunglasses. But a cool dude. I went, no, dude, Charlie, I don't know when we're going to end this party. This party could go on for another 5 hours. You know, we could keep this party chugging along. We got 30 people on a 1:45 at night. That's pretty good. Normally, most people are going to bed by now. You get to sleep because you own that car shop you got to worry about. I was watching a video that the head engineer of the GTR, so the GTR is only 80% done to his expectations. That's the cool thing, music. One thing is about the GTRs, it's like every other year they modify it to put out a little bit more power, a little more power, and they change this and they change that. They tweak a lot. And then in 2017, they redid the entire interior of the GTR in 2017 to make it more high-end luxury interior kind of thing. Like everything has changed in 2017, so it's more plush interior. The dash is different. The steering wheel is different. They really made it a much fancier car inside and a less aggressive driving car. How many people will fit in a duck boat, huh? I piss people off. What do you mean I piss people off, Charlie? Which is considered what car already does. Maybe install HADs. No, I don't know, Dalton. Everything right now in the Prelude has been pretty good. The thing I would say next would be for the rust to be cut out and the car to be completely repainted. After that, maybe throw some aftermarket wheels on it and some springs on it. You know, like lower it down like maybe an inch, but that would be just a clean look to it. Not a stupid like slammed look. Just to give us some nice wheels to set it off and just a little bit, maybe like an inch lowering on the springs or whatever, just to give it a nice clean look and nothing more and leave the Prelude as is. That to me would be just fine. Is it better owning a Prius? Better than owning Prius. This is the white Prelude, the good old, yeah, I don't mind on the white Prelude, but again, I told my wife, I said, if we brought it over to him, I would just have him, the automatic transmission slips just a little bit in it. I would tell him to do the automatic transmission in it, and then I would just bring it back here, put like a Mako paint job on it for like $1,000 and be done with it. Because the car, other than that, is in perfect shape. I mean, everything runs. There's no leaking engine to it. Oil's always changing that car. It has all new spark plugs, wires in it. The air conditioner is brand new in the white car. There's nothing wrong with it other than that. It has brand new tires on it. Had brand new brakes and rotors when I bought it. And, you know, the car's in great shape. GLA is the SUV, right? I'm not 100% when it comes to Mercedes cars. All right, thanks for the answering my question. Look forward to seeing another. Yeah, dude, more welcome to swing by anytime. Go search through some of my older videos and check out some stuff. Sup, dude? Congrats on GTR Club. Yeah, dude. What they're doing is with the GTR Club, they're actually going to turn it into an official club now, where you'll have to pay dues once a year, and you'll be doing actual like. They want to drive, he said, to like Tennessee. They want to drive to South Florida. We'll meet up at the South Florida GTR Club. They want to do a lot more of those kind of things where you actually do trips and you'll spend like a weekend here with it, and then you'll drive from here to there. They want to turn it into like a real club, not just a Facebook hangout group. So all the current people are basically going to be already like grandfathered in, but anybody new will have to be, you know, go through the steps or whatever. So it's pretty cool. Adding new or used car to your JDM garage. Right now, I won't be adding any cars to the garage until the GTR is paid off. Again, I owe $26,000 left on the GTR. I've been paying, like literally last month, I paid $1,500 on the GTR. This month, I'll probably pay around $1,600 on it, $1,700. I've made some extra money again. So again, I wouldn't have the extra money. Instead of just blowing it, I just put it on my bills that I already owe, and that's what I plan on doing with it. Once it's paid off, I know I want to start looking for a four-door car to be a dad car for me. I've written Honda, and I said, please consider making a short-run Honda Accord Type R, and I'll buy one. I said you put them in Europe for many years, you put them in Japan for many years, but they never brought them to America. Now they brought the Civic Type R to America. Those things, they're putting $5,000 and $10,000 bumps over MSRP, and they're still selling them. And everybody wants the Civic Type R. They fly off the floors like that. So from what I talked to Honda Pro Jason. He told me that he has been in touch with Honda, and they are very, very interested, and they understand how much demand the Type Rs are here. So there might be future rumors of bringing the Honda Fit Type R, making a Fit Type R for America, as well as possibly a Accord Type R in America. So that would be great news. Even if you only make $1,000 a year, you know, we'll just make it super limited, $1,000 a year Honda Accord Type Rs. I would have no problem paying $42,000 for one. I would not bat an eye at $42,000 for an Accord Type R. Very rare car, but a big four-door sedan, totally in it. Because it would be like kind of like the Kia Stinger, like the Stinger GT. That would be pretty cool. Okay, I gotta go to bed. I gotta get my car race ready. For sure, man. I think if we go to Colorado, it would be around September. Do you think those detail products that are specifically designed for a certain color, they're usually tweaked for just making the color pop a little more? I think that's all it's done for. I got some Meguiar's wax and detail spray for a white car and black one. Exactly. You know what? All it's supposed to do is like it's formulated to match the color a little bit more. That's supposedly all it's for. Get a Pontiac Grand Prix. No. Pontiacs or no, not for me. Chevy SS, no, not for me. I am all JDM, big time JDM. Everybody kept saying, well, why don't you get like a BMW Mercedes? It's just not my style. Again, those are expensive, overpriced cars for me, and I don't see the point in a Mercedes or BMW for me. I don't need them. I don't need to have a BMW on the front of my car to make me feel like I'm, you know, a ball and out of control, you know. An Infiniti or, you know, a Lexus name is way more than enough for me. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I've driven the brand new Genesis G80 twice, the Genesis sedan. Absolutely beautiful cars, amazing interiors, loads of room, beyond comfortable. I would have no problem with the Genesis sedan, none. With driving a big luxury sedan like that, so we'll see. I still think of myself as pretty young still. I know I'm in my late 30s, but I would have no problem buying a Civic Type R. I would have no problem, obviously, an Accord Type R, something a little bit more sporty still. You know what I mean? You have a 2-inch scratch on the hood. Now, Ricky, if it's down to the metal, you're going to have paint correction, like actual, like a paint filling. That will take a little bit. If it's just light, like scratches and clear coat, a polish or compound is all it's going to take. That's all it'll take. Did you put wax on the windshield? I have tried it out before, Extreme. I put it on the white car probably about 3 years ago. I have a video of the wax on the windshield. The one thing I did notice with that is the windshield wipers they didn't play really nice when it rained. And even though the water was like running off, you know, it gets really heavy. You wanted to turn the windshield wipers on anyways. They go, and it was kind of acting really weird. They weren't acting like normal windshield. I, however, highly recommend sealant, paint sealant. That you put on the windshield, and that gave me no problems. Highly recommend a paint sealant. You put it on your headlights to protect them from turning yellow. Put it on the paint, put it on the trim, put it on your glass, put it on absolutely everywhere. Sealant is the way to go. You're old. Your life is over. I know, Caleb. I know. I've got a couple gray hairs starting to pop in here. Those years, man. Those years. Hey, that new Camry looks pretty good. Almost 300 horsepower. Yeah, they're fine, but I don't know, man. I want something more sporty. And I think the Accord Type R would be perfect for me. Obviously, with the screen name Accord, it would be great. But I just think because I've gotten in the brand new 2018 Accords, they're so roomy that I think that would be a good fit for me. Obviously, Honda, I own 2 Hondas. I've owned 2 others in the past. So I could be able to – you can literally sit in the back of the Honda Accord like this and have this much room between your knee and the back seat in front of you. And you're like, this is ridiculous. They're so big, so comfortable. They look like an Audi from the side profile. If they made it Accord Type R, I think they would fly off the shelves. I honestly do. I think they would be just like the Accord Type Rs, and they would absolutely fly off the shelves, and they would be able to pull $5,000 to $10,000 over sticker price for them. You know, limit it to $1,000, $1,500 a year. That's it. See if the demand's out there. Hell, make a what do they call it? Make a concept car for this fall. Make a concept car. Get a feel for it if people would be interested, like as a Type R, let's say 375 horsepower in a Honda Accord. See if there would be a massive amount of hype like there was for the Civic Type R. And that hype transferred into ridiculous amounts of sales. And the Honda Pro Jason said they actually see that at the company, that how much demand there was in there. So they're already talking about bringing more sporty models over here because of it. So he said you might end up seeing an Accord Type R over here in the future. It might be 2 or 3 years down the road. I'm okay with that because I figure I got at least 2 years left or less, and the GTR would be paid off. So I'm okay with that. So we'll see. But yeah, the Camry, they're nice cars, but I just want something a little bit sportier. That, or if it's not that kind of sporty car, I want it to be very luxurious, like the Genesis sedans. They're a lot of power, 365 horsepower, tons of rear-wheel drive power, and tons of room in it. Very luxurious. And because Genesis is still a new name, because it's Hyundai is the parent company of Genesis, people are still like, oh, is it good or not? You know, and it's like, it's a Hyundai. It's going to last for years. You know, they have 10-year warranties on them. So I don't have a problem with it. What hot hatch or hatch car would you get? Probably the Civic Type R. The Civic Type R would be my car I would buy, Pooh. You should podcast. This is like as much, I guess, that I do. You know what I mean? I see you're part of the club. Congratulations, dude. Yeah, dude, they've definitely pumped it up. They are really starting to build up. They went from just a Facebook hangout group to now like they're wanting to go to a full-on group. And it was crazy. Like there was people walking up saying, where do I buy that shirt from? Where do I buy that shirt? And they were like, sorry, unless you actually own a GTR and you're actually part of this group, then you can't get a shirt. And it's nuts because they're like, man, I would definitely buy one. And they're like, sorry, it's only the owners that can have one of these shirts. So he said he's doing it because the guy that's running it is an event. For his job, he's an events coordinator who travels all around the world and around the United States. Like every other week, he's out of town again. And so that's his job, is a promotions guy for big shows and stuff like that. So he's like, this is just going to be a company write-off. He's running it for himself. So it's actually pretty cool. What's up, Ed? How you doing, buddy? Okay, I'm going to go to bed. Do it, Charlie. Don't stay up, Charlie. Don't stay up. Man, my contacts are driving me nuts. I can tell I've had my contacts in way too many hours today. You guys that have contacts, you guys can feel me. They're really dried out right now. Do you see Ford stopping? Yeah, I saw that. I think Ford's shooting themselves in the foot. Here's why. What is going to happen the next gas crisis when gas shoots up to $4 and $5 a gallon again? What are they going to do? Everybody's just going to buy a Mustang. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You need to keep cars in production. I am one of those people that I'm not interested in buying an SUV. I don't want an SUV. For my four-door vehicle, it is going to be a car. I don't care if it's a Civic Type R. I don't care if it's an Accord. I don't care if it's a Genesis sedan. It will not be an SUV. I don't want an SUV. I don't need it. So Ford is forgetting that, 25, 30, 40% of their base has no interest in needing an SUV. SUVs are fads. That's all they are. And I just think unless you really need it, why? And I think they're going to hurt. And then what happens if you have another gas crisis? Let's say there's a war goes on in the world and prices jump up by $1 or $2 per gallon because of the war. There's a war going on somewhere in the world. You know how fast those Chevy Tahoes and Expeditions and all that stuff were being sold off to dealers back in the mid-2000s when prices went through the roof and everybody started downsizing. Well, Ford has no more cars then. What are you going to do? You're losing out. I have a feeling it's going to cost them hundreds of millions of dollars, if not even more, billions. And then how many people are going to be out jobs? What about all those people from all those factories that make those cars? They're going to be out jobs. It's going to hurt a lot more people than they think. Whatever it is that the current Accord already. Yes, the Accord Turbo is a detuned Civic Type R engine. For sure. I know what you mean. If you've also read, Accord's sales are down much more than they thought they were going to be. The Camry is outselling it by, I think, 200,000 units over the 2018 Accord. And there's a lot of mixed, like some people don't like the front end of the Accord. It looks chopped off. People really want the V6. Well, Honda dropped the V6 engines. Their actually horsepower went down when they went to the new 2018 Honda Accords. They literally went down in horsepower because they went to 4 cylinders only. And a lot of people like V6s. Even if you only have 10 or 15%, well, that 10 or 15% might generate another 40 or 50,000 sales. A car is sold. So you automatically suddenly, whoop, bye, no more things. Well, guess what? Toyota kept theirs when they redid their Camry. They kept their V6. It's like 300 horsepower, something like 301 horsepower. So where do? You go right across the street. Literally in Orlando, where I'm at, in South Orlando, you have Coggin Honda here, in Central Florida Toyota, directly across the street from each other. I mean, you could throw the rock and you'd hit the other dealership. And so, okay, well, Honda doesn't have it. Well, I'll just go straight across the street and buy the V6 Camry. And I guess that's what a lot of people are doing. So Camry has sold something like 400, 500,000 units, and the Accord has only sold like 300,000 units. And Honda can't figure out why. They're like, why? You know, so people are saying mixed reviews about the front end looks of it and the tail end looks of the Accord. They like the overall body shape, but they just don't like the front end. They don't think it looks good. And a V6 is a huge thing. They got rid of the V6, and you lost out how many customers that are now walking across the street to Toyota instead, you know, because they didn't want to put. I guarantee you, in 2 years, you're going to see a refreshed Honda Accord. They'll do something with the front end to do something different to it, or the tail end, change the tail lights or something, make it a little bit better looking. And I guarantee you, they'll bring back a V6 Accord. You'll see it, and then they'll. That's when you know Honda realized they screwed up. When you see these changes in like 2 years, they did this with the Civic around, what was it, 2011, 2012. They basically phoned in the new Civic, and it was just garbage. Nobody wanted it. They looked terrible. And then they said, oh, crap, nobody wants this. So they redid the entire Civic. After 2-3 years, it was completely gutted, redid the entire thing because nobody wanted it. The design was awful. So Honda in the last probably 10 or 15 years has been pretty sucky. They don't make good-looking cars, and they might realize that thing. Gas here is 360 up to 387. We just filled up my, let's see, regular gas today for regular unleaded 87 here in Florida was $2.64. Premium, I had to put premium in my blue car today. I think it was like $3.05 for premium 93 octane. Nope, Parmaletta. No, this is very late because today I was in Tampa. So this is the only reason why it's late. I dropped my blue car off to have the transmission swapped, and then we went to Busch Gardens over there in Tampa Bay tonight. We were on the roller coasters and all that stuff. It was like literally you walked onto every single roller coaster. There was no wait. Literally, you walked in, and they just said, pick whatever row you want to go to. Every roller coaster, I was like, this is amazing. I love this. Every roller coaster would say 25-minute wait. You get up there, and you're like, why does it say 25 minutes? There's no wait. They're like, pick whatever row you want to go on. It doesn't matter. And you're like, really? And then some people were asking, they were staying, so they'd go switch seats and go back on the ride again. And they just ride the roller coasters again. It was pretty crazy. There was no waits today. It was a really good day to be at Busch Gardens. Indeed, Civic Type R MSRP are over. Oh, it's a finding a Civic Type R at MSRP or even 1,000 over MSRP is like the holy grail. Because when I was looking about last fall, I was like, well, maybe I'll look into buying a 4-door one of these. And I was like, well, maybe I'll buy one in the next year and we'll see as a 4-door dadmobile. So I went and looked at one in person at the Coggin Honda up here. They wanted $47,000 for that blue one. It was a blue one. The blue I really liked. $47,000 with the markup on it. I was like, no. The MSRP on the Civic Type R is $34,500. They had it marked up to $47,000 on basically a $12,000 rarity markup on it. Mind blowing. And there's many guys out there paying $5,000 and $10,000 over sticker price, and they're like, I got it for $5,000 over. I'm like, what? $40,000 for a Honda Civic? No. And they're paying it left and right. They're paying them. Half those guys are paying $700, $800, $900 a month for a Civic Type R. I'm like, no, what are you people thinking? And they're doing it. I don't understand it. To me, it's not worth it. But $34,000, that's understandable. It's a very rare car, 305 horsepower. Okay, that's fine. But not $45,000 for a Civic. No. So I can only imagine a Type R Accord would come out, and let's say they put it up for $40,000, $41,000 MSRP. I bet dealers would be charging $50,000, $55,000 for the car. I bet money people would charge that much for it, not bat an eye. They'd be like, well, come get it. I'm like, no. Yeah, actually it is Mexican Coke. So you get these at Sam's Club. You get 20 of them for $20, and they're from Mexico. And they come in the big trays like this, and that's how I do it. So I buy them because in Mexico they use real sugar versus the corn syrup for sweetener, and that's what I like. I like the real sugar versus the corn syrup. So I literally drink one bottle a day, and that's it. That way I can get my little sugar fix with it. Oh, and music. Have you seen the Honda Clarity? The Honda Clarity almost looks like a Honda Accord. It's just like what's going on here, guys? You're making cars that look identical to each other, and you're confusing people. So you want to sell a Honda Clarity that's getting 45, 50 miles a gallon, and maybe it's like 2 inches shorter legroom in the back, but essentially it looks like a Honda Accord, and it's only like $33,000. It's like, I'll just get the Honda Clarity instead. Thanks, boss, because I'm going to get amazing gas mileage out of it. So, it's all this stuff I'm seeing now. 308 a gallon for 85 regular, 324. Dude, we don't have 85. 87 is as low as you can get here. How come you like Japanese cars? Okay, I was a teenager in the 90s, and as a teenager in the 90s, back then, American cars would not last more than about 3 or 4 years. They were known every 3, 4, 5 years you were going to have to go buy a new car because American cars just didn't last. It quite literally fell apart. My dad had a Chevy Celebrity in 1987. I was like in first or second grade. I remember him getting it. Within 3 years, the transmission went. 3 years old, completely gone. Things were literally falling off. Armrests had fallen off. Everything. Well, in the 80s and stuff, Japanese cars were coming out, and they were saying, hey, if you just do regular maintenance on us, ours will never break down for 10 or 20 years. Just do regular maintenance on our Hondas and Toyotas. So out of the blue, they were the big cars, and then they were the cars in the 90s that were starting to be modded, especially like the Civic hatchbacks and stuff like that. They were modded. They were cheap to mod, cheap to insure, and they would last forever. So the Japanese market became massive in the 90s, and they said, hey, for $2,000 or $3,000 more, we'll make you a car that'll last you for 10 years, and that everything's going to work on it. So getting to see that in the 90s, when you see they were garbage American cars that wouldn't have last, or you spend $2,000 or $3,000 more for a good Japanese car, you buy the Japanese one, and they're cheaper to insure and cheaper to modify. That was the thing. So that's why JDM cars are huge. And if I'm going to spend a lot of my money on it, I don't want it to always sit in the shop. I don't want it to have to be repaired and repaired and repaired. And other than basic maintenance in the massive things I've had now, doing the transmission swap, I've never had any problems with the cars. Oil, brakes, rotors, air conditioning unit went bad in it. I replaced the air conditioning unit after like 10 years. I mean, these are minor things. 10 years of ownership, and it's still the same engine, no problem. I bought that Prelude in 2006. It's 2018. So in June of this year, I'll have owned it 12 years. And the transmission is starting to slip now. That's why I bought doing the transmission swap. I put all new seals on the engine. When it hit 110,000 miles, I put new seals on it. Put new brakes, new rotors on it. And that's about it. Literally, that's all I've done to the Blue Prelude. It just keeps on going. So I got my money out of it. Yeah, 47,000. Yep. One thing I really like about the new Accord is to lower it and give it. It really does look good, David. When I was at Tampa today, in the Walmart parking lot we stopped at we need to get some stuff for my son at Walmart. There was like 2 or 3 of the brand new Accords sitting there, and they look really good. And again, I've gotten in them. I went and sat in them. They're very, very big inside. Tons of room. Again, if they just wake up out of their 15-year slumber, and I think they are now with the Civic Type R, realizing, hey, Americans really want these cars, make them, and you're going to get sales, then maybe we'll see an Accord Type R. But I think it's going to take a concept car at a concept auto show. Maybe out of the blue, they go like, boom, here's our concept of a Honda Accord Type R. And let's see, we're just doing this to see if there'd be interest in it, that kind of thing. How they do concepts, see if there's interest, and I guarantee you people would go berserk. You got guys like me that are parents that have kids now, but we still want to have that Honda. We still want to have that fun, sporty car image. We have the money to afford the cars now. So we can afford a $35,000, $40,000 Honda Accord Type R. We would buy it in a heartbeat. We'd buy it. There's so many of us out there. We need that practicality of a big 4-door car, but we still want to have some go fun. Put the stick shift in it that comes in the Accord Sport. Put the stick shift in it. The nice wraparound Recaro red seats in it, suede seats. I'm done. I'm sold. Sign me up. I $42,000 done. That would be me. No questions asked. Similar to the Subaru STI. Yeah, no way. For the RA, for like a couple more horsepower, there's no way. We actually looked at a Subaru STI, and I liked them. They're plenty of room. They're outdated, very outdated interior, very outdated interior. But I liked them. I knew they have a high resale value. I know they're solid cars, but you know, I don't see paying that much money over. My wife thought they were the ugliest cars in the world. She's like, this thing is so ugly. The STIs. So that was pretty funny. Hey, corn syrup. Well, always prefer real sugar. Yeah, for sure. I like how Pepsi, you can get the throwback Pepsi, and you get throwback Mountain Dew. So I always get those. But with Coke, you have to get the bottled stuff in order to get the real stuff. All right, products this week. You're gonna see. Sorry, not Grio's Garage. I'm a dummy. Chemical Guys Quick Detailer. That's the one you pick up at Walmart. I did that. I tested that out. Let's see, when did I test it? I tested it out yesterday before the GTR meet. You'll see that. I tested out that $20 Walmart foam gun. I tested out brain fart here. I tested out another thing I'll be trying out. But either way, you're going to see at least those two products for sure that are going to be coming out. So be sure to look out for those. Foam Friday is going to be Wax God Suds and Soap in the foam cannon. It does not do very good in it, but we got to have fun and we got to try it out. So it worked out really good. So that'll be on Friday's Foam Friday video. Tuesday's off day video on Tuesday is going to be from Stoner Car Care. Stoner Car Care sent me their new 5-gallon bucket. They're doing what they're going to be selling now is it's going to be like a bucket that you buy the entire bucket. It comes with every single product you need to wash and detail your car, everything. And it comes with the 5-gallon bucket. It comes with 4 microfiber towels. It comes with a grit guard in the bottom. They're all yellow, by the way. It's cool because Stoner Car Care's color is yellow. Like on the tops of all their bottles, it's yellow. It comes with like trim shine, wheel cleaner, wheel dressing. It comes with leather cleaner, car wash, glass cleaner, glass water repellent for like, you know, it's kind of like a Rain-X kind of thing. It comes with everything in this big giant bucket. And he sent it to me for a review. They're going to start selling it on their website. So you'll order directly from Stoner, and they'll ship you the entire box right to your house. It's really, really cool. So you have the buckets and everything. So that will be on Tuesday, possibly Wednesday, but probably Tuesday. So be sure to look out for that one. I think you guys will like that one a lot. If you like Stoner Car Care, they make some really good stuff. They're still a smaller name, but they are starting to get bigger. They're starting to be in like AutoZone, Advanced Auto, and stuff like that. This week's going to be awesome. Yep, for sure. The Chemical Guy stuff from Walmart is diluted compared to the buying stuff. I don't know, Cody. Their car washes are pretty diluted anyways. Have you bought ammo NYC products? No, I have not. What do you think about 10-speed transmission on the Accord? I mean, here's the deal. I know people are raging and bitching about all that stuff, but if you're not a car person and you just want to get from A to B, you don't care about what transmission's in it, if it's a DCT or it's 10-speed or whatever, and you damn sure don't want a manual. That's the way it is. And so I think that's fine. It's totally fine with that in that car. However, I've seen the reviews on the manual. In the Honda Accord Sport, you can actually have, I think it's Touring in the Sport, you can actually order it with a manual transmission, and the manual transmission, they said, is glorious. It's amazing. Typical Honda 5-speed, or it's a 6-speed manual. Again, they have everything they need to make an Accord Type R. You already have a manual. You have V6s. You already have a 4-cylinder that's turbocharged that's in the whatchamacallit. You could either make bigger displacement to put it up to like 360 horsepower, or you could bring a V6 back and turbocharge it. Whatever you want to do, you could easily do this and put out 365, 375 horsepower in an Accord Type R, because you want to make sure of a big enough jump over the Civic Type R. You have to, because the Accord is the better car of the two cars normally. They can easily do it. You already have the transmission. You already have the engines. All you need to do is put a body kit on it, put the Recaro suede seats in there, where you have the manual transmission, you slap that bad boy in there, you put a Type R dash in the whole thing, and that's it. You put Type R stickers all over that bad boy and ship it out, because you already are making the car. You're already making the manual transmission. You already are making the engines. There's really nothing more you need to do to change it. They can take the V6 out of the Honda Odyssey. Think about that. V6 of the Honda Odyssey is like, what, 280 something horsepower? Throw a turbocharger on there. You'll be at 360, 370 without even batting an eye. That's all they would need. They already make the engine. They already make the transmission. They already have the car. They would just have to go to their seat manufacturer to make the seats for the Type R, which they already have them for the Civic Type R. That's it. Done. Put the body kit on it, Put make it a little bit sportier. Throw some different wheels on to make it look sportier, like they did with the Civic Type R. Put a small wing on the back. Done. Accord Type R is made. And that was it. That was all it would take. So, we'll see. How do you know Cody? Oh, you guys must be talking to each other. Sorry about that, buddy. Thoughts on Lexus? I am not the biggest fan of Lexus cars. I don't like their looks. I hate the new giant grills they're putting on Lexuses and Toyotas. Their grills are like this big. Like the Toyota Avalon, the grill is this big and this tall in the front. It looks so stupid on a luxury car. It's supposed to be Toyota's flagship car. It looks so dumb. No thanks. What's up, Viper? I commented on a Chemical Guys review, and I said to them to send you stuff. They didn't reply. They don't want to do. I'll tell you what. When Greg Masterson was the head detailer at Chemical Guys, he told me when he called me for the first time, he said, when I was working with them, I personally would ask them to send you products to try it out, and they refused to. They refused to send out products to anybody. Nobody was allowed to have them. He said, I'm thinking it's because they didn't want any negative reviews. So they didn't want to send me products just to have me tell them that, hey, this is not that good a review. Here comes my son again. My son's going to want another drink. He's already coming back up with his bottle. I can hear him when he's coming up the stairs. Here he comes. So he comes up the stairs. You can hear him, and I can hear his bottle in his hand while he's trying to climb up the stairs. So it's pretty funny. Accord Type R would be sick. Again, they have all the parts they need. They don't have to do much else to it. Like I said, you take the engine out of the Honda Odyssey because it's a V6, slap a turbo on it. Ooh, 370 horsepower. Done. Easy fix. You already have the manual in the Accord. Yes, they don't make many of them, but they already have it for the new Accord. New wheels, a little bit of a body kit with a tiny wing on it. Not a giant wing, just a tiny wing on it, like that big. Different seats, different gas. Done. Nothing more you need to do to make the Accord Type R. Nothing else. I would love to be one of the first persons to do it. Like Honda Pro Jason, he got to fly to England. Where is that? Swindon. It's made in Swindon, England. And he got to fly there and watch his car being made at the Honda factory in Swindon, England. That's where they make the Civic Type Rs. And then he got to go from there. He got to do the test drive, and then they shipped it back to America. Whoa. My son really likes cars, by the way. The doctor friend got him this yesterday at Disney. So you just, when he's revving cars. Whoa. See, he loves it. My son's crazy. I love it. Let's try something. I'll eventually get to ammo. I think you asked me that before. You asked me that like everything. They should Type R whole lineup. Imagine the Odyssey Type R. Yeah, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, they always sold the Accord Type R in Japan. They made the Accord Type R for Europe. Why can't you make the Accord Type R for America? You see the demand, how high it is. You have the parts. It's made in America already. The new Accord's made in America. What else do you need? It might be front-wheel drive, but that doesn't matter. The Civic Type R is front-wheel drive, and it sets the lap record. What? I mean, and you know how easy it would be for them to switch it over to rear-wheel drive. It would be pretty easy. Mazdas are nice, but I'm not a fan of their looks. There's something about Mazda that just doesn't – I'm like, okay, they look all right, but it's not like, whoa, when you see it go by. It's like it just doesn't do that for me. Mazda's never done that for me. They're just like, they look all right, but they don't make me just go, ooh, those are sexy. I want one. I know to each their own, but that's just never been for me. Kia Stinger. I like the fact that Kia and their parent company Hyundai is really getting ballsy and they're really going for it with the Kia Stinger. I really like that, and that's what I'm hoping Honda is seeing, the demand for the Kia Stinger. I don't know how well they're selling. I've only ever seen 1 or 2 Stingers on the road, but I hope they sell really good. I think Honda is probably sitting back and watching and being like, how how are these selling? If they're selling good, maybe we'll buy them. You know, we'll make it. So hopefully they will sell really good, but I really like their idea. I love the idea. I saw many reviews on it, but the looks just aren't there for me. It needs a little bit different looks, but I love what they've done with it. It's the exact same engine that's in the Genesis. The Genesis G80s that I was telling you about earlier, it's the exact same engine. There's no difference. They're using it in like 3 different cars now. It says 365 horsepower engine. Let me tell you, I drove that Genesis twice. My God, those things will get up and go. They are fast for a family car. No problem. Like I said, me personally, I buy the Genesis because I'd want the luxury. Like the center console, the damn thing is like this wide. It's ridiculous. It's super plush, everything. So I'm like, that's me. Luxury all day long. So if I can't have a 4-door sporty sedan, I'm going full luxury line. That's me. Yeah, Kia used to suck, but now in the last 10 years, like their parent company Hyundai, they just keep getting better and better. What? It's empty. It's empty. That's a toothbrush. The toothbrush does not go in there. Don't smile at them. Don't you smile at them. Not like you're going to talk cars. You got to talk cars if you're over here. You understand me? Tell them what kind of car you like. No, don't. Get back here. Talk cars. You got to talk cars. What kind of engine? What kind of engine should every car have? He doesn't care. He doesn't care, guys. He doesn't care. You stink. You stink. You need a diaper, sir. You stink. You need a diaper. All car brands. The one thing I like is that Japanese cars, with their amazing reliability, has made the American cars, forced the American cars to get better and better and better because of that. And that's what I like, because they have literally forced them from being cars that last for 3 or 4 years to now their cars that last 10 years too. Maybe the interiors are a little bit cheaper still. Thank you for, so glad that was shut and not open. That's the way it does. The wifey drives the Toyota Sienna that you've seen in many videos, Cody. The Toyota Sienna SE, the sports, what is it? Is it special edition? I think is what it stands for. I don't know what it stands for. It looks really good. It has a body kit on it, and it has the small wing on it. It has the wheels on it different. Lovely car. Very fast. It has 300 horsepower engine in it. Very fast. I have raced many cars on the street with it, and they thought they were fast, these riced up little cars, and I floored it. No, I win. I win every time. You'll see these lowered cars, all these exhaust and stupid fart cans on it. What are you doing? Yes, that's Daddy's watch. You stink so bad. You need a new diaper. You need a new diaper. You stink. Go, yeah, that's right. Go down there with Mommy. You stink. Might have to go downstairs and change him in a few minutes, guys. Just letting you know. I've already bought the car I wanted. I bought the GTR, so there's really no car else that I would really want. Sienna is sleeper for sure. I can tell you, I have raced Camrys. I have raced Mitsubishi Eclipse cars. I have gone against trucks with it. I have gone against a couple other cars, and they think they're fast, and they take off from the light. I floor it. That thing will chirp tires all day long. It is the same engine that's in the Tundra. So you have a 300 horsepower V6 engine in the minivan. It is the fastest minivan that you can currently buy right now, and it is awesome. And it's very comfortable too. Very comfortable seats, super plush, and it's very very roomy too. Get out of the way. You're in the way. There it goes. GTR versus Sienna. There would be no competition. It would be nuts. It would just be like, if you've never been in a GTR, the best way I can explain it is you're sitting there and you put it in launch control, and you have your foot on the brake, your left foot on the brake, your right foot's on the gas, and it automatically goes up to 4,000 RPMs and just stays there. Then after like a second or two, you yank your foot off it, and you go from here to instantly like, holy crap, it does that to you. It just, the whole body, you can feel it doing this. It goes, woo, and it just gets super loud. You can hear the turbo spool up, and before you know it, boom, you're gone. It's like, what the crap? There's no feeling like it. The closest feeling I would say is if you go on a roller coasters, have you been on some roller coasters at some places where it does this and it just slowly stops and then just suddenly shoots you out of the tunnel? That's as close as I can get to a GTR launch. There's nothing else like it. I've never felt acceleration as vicious as a GTR's launch. When it locks up, because it's all-wheel drive, it just takes off and goes. It's It's an awesome feeling. It really is. You can feel the pressure just knock you back in your seat. You're like, holy crap. And it just keeps going and going and going until you let off the gas. It's great. Sir, you need a diaper. You stink really bad. Tell everybody we need a 2-minute break. Tell everybody on here you need a 2-minute break because your diaper is bad. You need a new diaper. Guys, I'm going to take a 2-minute break. I'm going to change his diaper because I can't smell him anymore. He stinks so bad. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'll be right back, guys. So please bear with me here. I will be right back. Again, this is what it's like being a dad. You stink, dude. You stink so bad. You stinky. You stinky. All right, lay down. Lay down. You need that. Lay down. Lay down. Now take your shoes. Lay down. Take your shoes off. Sit back. What is it? Yeah, you're so stinky. You're so stinky, sir. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I'm coming. I'm sorry, guys. Do apologize. Oh, it's that dad life. It's that dad life. Sorry about that, y'all. Again, this is what I deal with being a dad. It's almost because I'm the one that watches my son all day long, and then I work evenings and nights. It's like I'm a single dad, and that's just generally the way it goes. So I apologize about that, but it's the fun parts. So welcome back. Welcome back. Any other questions you guys got? I know we've been on about 1 hour and 45 minutes now. So if you have any more questions, feel free to shoot them my way. I haven't responded to anybody's comments from today because we were gone. So if you have any more comments, I should say, let me know right now. I'm going to drink now. Now I've ran around the whole house for you guys. I was literally like running back and forth, and I was like, oh, let me catch my breath because I wanted to like not have thing. You just got back too? There we go. Did you say anything about the maintenance on GTR? Yeah. Maintenance, Cody, is very expensive on GTR if you take some Nissan. If you do all the 4 brakes, all 4 rotors, it's $12,000 job at Nissan. They make so much money on GTRs because they figure these owners are rich and they're going to soak you for it. So you never take your cars to unless it's regular maintenance. Never ever take your cars to Nissan. Always find yourself a good motorsport shop that works on GTRs, and they'll have it done for like a quarter of the price or less. It's so much cheaper. It's stupid. Yeah, it really is. Honda 1000. Gas beer in Vancouver, Canada is $159 a liter, $6 a gallon. Right now for 87 octane here, we call it regular gasoline. It's $2.64 a gallon. Premium, which I have to put in the GTR and all those, is 93 octane. It's $3.05 a gallon. How much did it run you at the regular shop? I just did an oil change so far on the GTR. They said at 36,000 miles, it has to have all the fluids changed. So your transmission fluid, your whatever transmission, all that stuff, fluids, your oils, everything has to be changed at the same time. He told me that with the labor, he could do it for about $1,100. If you take it to Nissan, it's $3,000 or $4,000. Everything there, because it's Nissan doing it, is 10 times more than it should be. Typical dealership, you know what I mean? There's no way. The Honda 1000 Double R you talking about? I've never been a fan of Honda. Other than my Honda Grom, I don't really like the Honda sport bikes. I think they're boring looking. They just don't look that good. But they said for 2017, the #1 selling motorcycle in North America was the Honda Grom. Can you believe that? For 2017, the #1 motorcycle that was sold was the Honda Grom. They're so popular. Every YouTuber is starting to have them. There's massive Grom groups. Like next weekend, I'll be in Jacksonville, Florida for the it's 904 Grom ride. I saw the videos from last year of it. There was 150 to 200 Honda Groms from all over Georgia and Florida that came in, even from Alabama. They came all the way over to Jacksonville, Florida, just for it's a 2-day event where they go all over Jacksonville with the Groms. Can you imagine 150 Honda Groms on the road at the same time? That is insanity. And that's why these things are so hyped up. There's huge groups everywhere that have, like Orlando probably has groups of 40 that go out, 30 and 40 every Thursday night, but I'm at work. And it's just everybody, because they're so cheap, brand new, $3,300 MSRP. You know, how can you go wrong with that? Would I get a pickup truck? No, I don't need one. Second gen MR2s. The MR2s from the 90s, they were nice, but they're not that powerful. New Honda Accord and new Toyota Camry. The Accord. I would take the Accord over the Camry. The Camry, they did a good job. They're finally starting to look better. They don't look so bland. But for looks, I will go with the Honda Accord. But I wish the Honda Accord had a V6 engine still. Again, easy remedy. They already have V6 engines. Hell, they could just bring back the V6 from the 2017 model Accord. They don't have to do anything. I'm going to call it right now. You guys can write this down, even if you don't care about Honda Accords. Because their sales are not very good on the Honda Accords right now like they thought. Even though the reviews for them are like absolutely, they're like, this is the best Honda Accord ever. In their field between those mid-sized sedans, they said the Accord is the best overall car by far, leaps and boundaries over far. But they're just being outsold by the Camry right now. So they have got to figure out what they're doing. I guarantee you in 2 to 3 years, very max, they're going to refresh the face, completely change the face. They're going to change the taillights, and they will add a V6 engine because people were just going nuts on them. And every group, every Facebook group page that from Honda was posting everything saying, how dare you get rid of the thing? I'll bet you money they'll bring back the Accord Coupe. They canceled the Accord Coupe as well for 2018. They said they're not going to make them anymore. People were up in arms like, you got to be kidding me. You got rid of everything. You don't have any more coupes left. You know, you got rid of the S2000. You got rid of the Prelude. You got rid of the whatchamacallit, you know, CRZ. You got rid of that because it was garbage. Nobody wanted that car. You can't just leave us with nothing. And like all other companies are just pushing these SUVs, and not everybody wants them. So I guarantee you they're going to put a V6 engine in there in the next 2 or 3 years. It'll be a mid-cycle refresh. It'll come with a new fascia on it, and it'll come with a V6 engine in it again. You watch. And I think that would be a good time to bring out the Type R, bring more enthusiasm back to a Honda. So we'll see. If you buy in your mom something, man, you might as well just buy me something too. No. I like the CRV a little bit more, but it's personal preferences. We're talking looks here. Now it comes down to looks. You have two very capable little tiny SUVs, but which one do you like that looks better is what it really comes down to. I'm passionate about girls, guns, and the American way. That's what we're passionate about. The Accord looks so slick. It does look really good, Cody, but again, you know, it's just the way it goes. Camry looks like a predator. A lot of the new Toyotas with the giant girls look so stupid. I can't stand them. Do I like Asian girls the most? No. I would say probably like white girls, obviously. Japanese girls for the most part. My wife's half Filipino, for you guys who don't know. She's half Filipino, half white. Definitely Japanese girls that look really pretty. They're the natural pretty beauty to them. I don't know what it is about them. They don't have to do much to them, but you look at them, you're just like, wow, you're naturally pretty girls. Latino girls are very pretty as well, for any of you guys who are Spanish. But Latino girls have such a bad attitude half the time that just, you know, raging bitch mode attitude on it. And I can't deal with that. I just can't deal with that. To me, it's like, shut up. And that's being that I live in Kissimmee, Florida, which is about 70% or more Hispanic now. Mostly all Puerto Ricans for the most part here. Like everywhere you go, all you hear is Spanish. You don't even hear English anymore here. It's so crazy. Even at Walmart, intercoms are Spanish now here. It's just, you see them and they just so mad. And I would smack the crap out of them. I couldn't deal with them. You know, it's just like, shut up, go away. And that would be my thing. It would last me this long. You know, I just can't deal with that. That's not me. I'm not going to be completely dominated by some woman that's just going to be in my ear 24/7 screaming at me. But definitely, Latino girls are very pretty. More though the Colombians and Venezuelan girls. Those girls, we get a lot of them here in this area, especially for Orlando, and they're very pretty girls. See, you guys are talking to me. What I'm saying, I see it all day long. I don't even know what gender you guys are. I don't know what race you are, but it's just one of those things you see that I don't know what it is about Spanish girls. They're very hot-headed, very bad temper, and I can't deal with that at all. I just, I don't like that. And I don't want to deal with it. I don't care what she looks like. I will not deal with that kind of attitude. I'd rather be single. And I was single for many years. I didn't get married until I was 32 years old. I just didn't get married. I liked doing what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And that's it. And that was me. What's faster than a Grom? A Honda? Yeah, the Grom is faster than the Honda S1000 RR. Yeah. Yes, my wife has a bit of a temper once in a while, for sure. She's half Filipino, and she has a bit of a temper, for sure. But I don't let her run crazy with it. I literally tell her, stop. Just stop right there. I don't care. And she gets even more bad. I'm like, I just don't care. Stop. Go over there. All right, I'm leaving. I'm going over here. I'm going to go get my motorcycle, and I'll go for a ride. Anytime I get into a bad, heated argument, I leave the situation. I never stay in a heated argument. I know it's only going to cause things to get worse. So if it gets that heated, for me, I just either get in the car or I get on my motorcycle helmet and put a jacket on and I go out for a ride. I stay out for like 2 hours or so. I just stay away. That way, everybody calms down and it's back down to a normal level again. When I get home, she'll be like this on the couch. You know, but there's no more of that, back and forth. That's all gone. And that to me is the best way to diffuse the situation. Just leave. Absolutely. Get in your car, get in your motorcycle, just get out and leave. Go to Walmart. Go do something. Go to the mall. Anything. Just get away from the situation. And it's the best way to make things better. You know, when you get back, you can talk over it later on, or you can let it die down and then talk, whatever. But get out of there. When it's getting that bad, words can be said that you don't mean, and by then it's too late. It's always in their memory. Remember, women always remember that. Whatever you say, they're going to hold it against you. 10 years later, they're going to remember when? No. That's bad. Do you like 2008 Civic? I don't remember what the 2008 Civic looks like, so I can't comment. Black girls have a lot of attitudes too. You are right. Anthony, if you're talking about that, yeah, most black girls I know have a lot of attitudes. Very few are very tame and very calm. Most of them are very hot-headed too. California, everybody speaks Spanish. I would say in Southern California, but once you get out towards the country or northern, you're not going to have that as much either. It's like Kissimmee. In the last 15 years, it seems like Kissimmee has turned from mostly like a country area. Everybody had like ranches and farms out here to very Hispanic in the last 15 years. We're talking, they said after Hurricane Irma hit Category 5, hit Puerto Rico, about 110,000 Puerto Ricans moved to Central Florida. How do you dump 110,000 people into town that can't handle that much people? All you hear is Spanish here. All you hear is Spanish here. No, my temper is not. I know how to just shut up and end it. I end my temper issues. Asian chicks with tattoos. I've never been into tattoos at all. And with a name like Colin Nguyen, I'm going to guess you're Vietnamese. Whether you're half Vietnamese or whole, you're definitely Vietnamese with that kind of name. And my wife, if my wife was here, she would say, now this is bad, but she would ask if your family owns a nail salon. I know it's rude. I know it's bad. It's funny. But she would say, I bet his family owns a nail salon, because for some reason, Vietnamese, every nail salon you see is owned by a Vietnamese family. It's pretty funny. I know this is getting crazy, guys, way off topic. But go into any nail salon, they're always, always, always Vietnamese. I don't know why. So, and they all have like American names. Like, my name is Karen. Hello, are you helping? You're like, your name is not Karen. That is definitely not your name. But it's pretty funny. Because my wife gets her nails done. But in every shop that she's ever been to, even up in North Florida, it's always Asians. That's who runs it. They're always that way. It's pretty funny. So, Colin, don't take anything personal, but that's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? Faux shop. Yep. See, Anthony, so you go there. The Vietnamese girls. I don't know what it is. It's just one of the things. Like, you know how we all know Indian people either they own 7-Elevens, hotels, or they're doctors, or usually. You know, half the doctors now in America are now like from India. And then you have, there'll be in the 7-Elevens and motels and stuff. It's just what they do. You learn these stuff. What are you doing? What are you doing? Say hi to everybody. You look terrible. You need a bath. Yeah, he'll be up awake with me. He slept all this afternoon, this evening, so he's never going to go to bed tonight. It's crazy. Don't forget the coffee shops. I don't go to coffee shops, so I don't know, Colin. I apologize. Indy don't own Subway. See, I don't know about that. Here, I don't know about that. What? What do you got? I wish you would start talking. They told me one of the doctors that we met yesterday, she's a pediatrician, and she says, yeah, you guys need to get him into speech therapy because he should be saying a lot more words by now. He's 2 years old and he doesn't say enough words. And she's like, yeah, you guys need to really get him into speech therapy. The sooner the better. So we got to go take him into speech therapy because he's not talking yet. He'll say a few words, and that's all he says. He doesn't say anything more than that. I understand that, Cody, but we've had 2 doctors now, one a personal friend and one just his main pediatrician, saying he should be saying a lot more words now than he does, especially at 2 years old now. And he's not saying, he only says like 3 or 4 words, and he's supposed to be speaking like 20, 30 words by now, or at least giving basics, sentences, a couple words in it where you can understand it. He doesn't do anything. He just makes noises. What are you saying? What are you saying? He's very short for his age too. He's very short. Their kid is only 4 years old, and he has to wear 5 and 6T clothes. The kid's like this flipping tall, and he's only 2 years older than my son. He's massive. He's absolutely huge. He's going to be one of those kids that's going to be like 6'5" playing basketball, or 6'7". He's huge. It's like, you're only 4. They're like, yeah, he just hit 4 last week. And you're like, what? He's just dwarfs my son, a 4-year-old. He's literally, I would not doubt if he's 10 inches taller than my son. It's ridiculous how much bigger he is. How are you going to make him speak more? I don't know, Cody. It's something what they do when it's how they train you or something like that. Like with the kids, they'll say this, they'll say it, and or hey, if you want to get it, you got to say the word. You got to say the word, and it makes them start to have to say the word. If they want the candy or they want this, you have to say it, otherwise you don't get it. And instead of going like my son does a lot of that, or he'll grab my hand and point to what he wants. He'll take me to where he wants, and he'll point it. I'm like, well, say it. What do you want? Like, do you want the iPad? Say, yes, I want the iPad. Say something like anything. Yes. Or just say iPad, anything. Because he likes to sit there and watch the iPad and watch YouTube Kids. That's all I say. Or do you want your toy truck? And I'm like, just say it. Yes, you want the truck. You know, so there's some way they teach them like that. That's all I know. What nationality is the 4-year-old? Okay, the 4-year-old is half Japanese, half white. So the mom, which is the pediatrician, is white. The dad is he's from California, but he's 100% Japanese. He's the Japanese. They've been here like 4 generations, but they're only 100% Japanese. Like this is the first time, I guess, that their family has deviated from marrying another Japanese girl. And so he's 100% Japanese. She's all white. And so he looks a little kid that looks Asian, but the dude is literally like this tall. You're like, holy crap. You just turned 4? And they're like, yeah, he's 99th percentile. He's massive. He has to wear like 5- and 6-year-old kids' clothes because he's just too big for his size. I'm like, dude, that kid's gonna be like 6'5". He's massive. How do you adapt with kids and technology? He knows how to work the iPad. He knows how to like scroll through the, recommended videos for the little YouTube Kids app there is. He knows how to scroll through them. He picks on it, hits it, and then it starts it up. And then if he gets bored of it, he hits on another one. So it's pretty crazy. You're Russian. Okay. This is crazy. We're not even talking about cars anymore. This is wild how far we've gotten from cars. I wonder how many. Hold on a second. While we're just sitting here right now, I want to look. Like today was like, I looked at my thing. I gained so many subscribers today. I came back. I was like, damn, I gained like 47 subscribers in one day. It was a really good day for my YouTube channel. Really good. So be done. Girl keeps telling me she wants kids and still on the fence about it. Take your time, because when you have kids, everything, and I mean everything, is going to change in your life. Your relationship is going to be like this now. You're over here, she's over here, and the kid's in the middle, and the kid's always going to be with her. Now, it's a little bit different with me because I'm basically a stay-at-home dad during the day, so I'm the only one around my son all day long. So I'm kind of like the mother figure in the family. So anytime he gets hurt, he runs to me. He doesn't run to her. Like he falls and gets hurt, he's like, eh. He runs only to me. He does not run to her. And I know she sees that. And I think that affects her a little bit because she's like, he just always goes to you. And I'm like, that's because I'm always around him the whole time. So, but it's created a massive gap between me and her. And it was crazy. We went to her, like, whatever it is, like the female checkup, and then after all the baby and all that stuff. And she's like, just doing like a follow-up a couple months later. And she's like, you guys really need to like go talk to somebody. She's like, you shouldn't be like this with each other. You guys should still be like this. She's like, have you guys thought about having another kid soon? And my wife's like, no way. It really it's affected the marriage, and it stresses you out. And it definitely divides you because now there's a kid in between you. So take your time. Do it whenever you are comfortable and you're ready. What's going on, Flores? How you doing, babe? Fix, I don't know, man. All you do is put out videos that are, I guess, catchy and people really want to see. That's all it takes, Fix. Just make some videos that everybody wants. You know what I mean? Yes, Cody. Yes. Yes. Like almost like this. Yes, Cody. Everything changes, buddy. I'm going to be real with you guys right now. I know we're way off car topic right now, but if you guys are seriously asking about this stuff, when I was younger, I had some of the older guys, we're talking the guys who are like in the 50s and 60s at work. Before I was going to get married, they told me, you know how you're getting it now, guys. You know how you're getting it now before you're married, dating? Once you put that ring on your finger, it's going to go, oh, okay? And it's going to die out real quick. It's exactly what happened to me, okay? And when you have a kid, it kills it way more, okay? Always tired, not in the mood. I'm dealing with him all day long, or he's awake. I'm no, and no. Unless he's asleep, everything changes, Cody, and you need to understand that now. And that's from my personal experience. I was warned by the guys in their 50s and 60s, the older men who went through it. They warned me, and everything happened just as they said. Everything. You're getting it all the time while you're dating, and as soon as you put that ring on, it starts doing this, going down, and down to here, and then you have that kid, and it went gone. That's the way it's been ever since. So just understand that. Have your fun while you can. Travel the world. Go on tons of great vacations. Buy all the toys you want, because once you have kids, everything changes. Absolutely everything changes. It changes when you get married, and it changes again when you have kids. I want more kids. She doesn't want more kids right now, Cody. She doesn't want them, not me. What racing games do you play? I don't play. I honestly, again, it gets back here right now, extreme. Ever since I've had my son, I don't have the time to play that much anymore. There's no more hanging out by myself, having time. I've got a couple hours. I'm just going to play some games and kill some time. I just don't have the time anymore. It literally has it really affected your life. Having a kid literally takes it away from you. All that extra time now, you got to go hang out with him, and you're going to go take him places. You're going to go, well, for us, we go to Disney or we go to Universal. We have season passes. These are the things you do. There's no more just chilling out anymore. There's no hanging out with your wife. Everything changes, buddy. You need to understand that. So video gaming for me has really almost died out completely because of you have to literally become an adult and a parent overnight. So you just don't have the time anymore. She when we were dating, she told me she wanted 3 to 4 kids. But once she had that one kid, she's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm good with one. Literally, everything changed. Dating 3 to 4 kids. As soon as you're married, and she had that first kid, she's like, maybe just 1 kid, maybe 2 if you're lucky. That's about it. Literally, that's it. I say I want 3 kids, and she's like, no, I don't think so. Everything changed. It changed drastically from dating to marriage. Wow, things change. Favorite car scent? Anything like tropical. I like tropical a lot. Or fruit smelling stuff. I like that a lot. You definitely have to deal with it, Panda. You definitely have to deal with it. You are right about that. Now, I'd do anything for him. I would take on the day shift job delivering again any day of the week. If something happened to her, or let's say we went different directions in our life and she went her direction, I would never hesitate to put that uniform back on and go deliver again. I would never hesitate to do it because I understand that I have to take care of my son and he has to be well taken care of. And obviously I have to now pay for my own place again. So I'd have to do whatever it took to make sure my family was taken care of. So you definitely you change. You definitely have to become a man once you're a father. Do I have a car scent? Yeah, it still smells like the Turtle Wax air can bomb. Oh, YouTube demonetized. Somebody heard that. That Turtle Wax one that I put in there, air fresher, it still smells like that in there. It's a faint smell, but you can definitely still smell it. Especially when you turn the air conditioner on. You're like, that tropical smell. You smell it every time you turn it on. She told me if she ever wants another kid, she would want a girl, obviously. So she has a girl and a boy. But obviously you can't determine that. So it's just kind of like whatever happens. You know, like when she told me she was pregnant, it was like a Saturday morning. I remember she grabbed my head and she had said, I have something to tell you. And okay, when a girl grabs your hands and pulls you aside and she's like, I got something to tell you, she's pregnant. I don't care what it is. If she's telling you, I got something to tell you, and she's grabbing you by the hands and looking at you, say, I got something to tell you. And you're like, oh shit. But but it wasn't like that for me. I was like, okay, that's fine. And it never mattered if it was going to be a boy or a girl. We had girl and boy name picked out already. So we knew either way it was going to be, we already had the name for them. So it never mattered. I mean, it never will matter. I don't care if I had 2 more kids and they were both girls or they were both boys. It wouldn't matter to me. Prenup. If you are well-to-do, prenup is good. But if you're just some regular Joe Schmoes and you don't have anything in the bank, remember, prenup is only for what you had before you got married. Okay, anything you get after you get married does not count. So if you're a multimillionaire before you get married, then you get the prenup, okay? And if she says no, that means she's a gold digger and you need to get the hell out of that relationship. But prenup only accounts for what you had before you went in. If you only had a couple $1,000s in your bank account at most, a prenup's not going to do anything for you. Have you tried Mother Speed Clay? No, I was going to try that this weekend, Miguel, but the GTR meet was yesterday, and it kind of really threw everything off because I was going to clay bar it, polish it to get the compound, to get the swirls out. I had a little bit of swirls in my back trunk area and 1 or 2 on the side of my hood. I noticed that. But I was going to do all that yesterday, and instead I went to the GTR meet, which – I had to drive the car anyway, so I was like, well, it's going to get dirty. I can't finish it because I was going to put ceramic coating on it yesterday. Mm. Mm. Advice for before getting married or having a kid. Make sure she's on birth control right away. I don't care if it's a shot or the pill, she better be on birth control because you're going to want to enjoy your marriage. You have to enjoy it. These people, we see people that are 6 months in and they get pregnant, or they get pregnant and then they go get married right away because they're like, shit, I'm pregnant. You can't go or travel. We did probably, after we got married, we didn't have a kid for our son for 3.5 years. So for the first 3.5 years, we were doing 3 and 4 cruises a year. Literally every 3 months, we were on another cruise vacation. We traveled. We did whatever we wanted. We got up whenever we wanted. We slept in. We were together more often, all that stuff. So make sure she's on birth control, obviously, and you better talk about it. If she wants kids and you don't want kids, you better figure that out now, because otherwise it's going to lead, it's not going to be good for you. We had to do that counseling with the pastor. The pastor made us sit down and have counseling talks, and that's all he talked about is like, you ever thought about kids? What about this? What about this? And he asked you these questions before he got married and, before he was going to marry you guys. And that's what happened. So those are some of the questions he talked about. Talk about kids. Talk about that. And it was pretty crazy. Gold diggers at Meekum auctions. Oh, dude, you could see them. You saw those guys that, the 60-something-year-old men that were just throwing cash to buy these, really expensive cars. And they had these uppity women all in them. Or they had women that were like 15, 20 years younger than them, all up on their arm, the whole time. And you're like, yuck. Because she was a gold digger. She was a gold digger. Because if this guy can throw $50,000 or $100,000 cash, transfer it from his bank to pay for that car right there at the Meekum auction, he's probably doing pretty damn good for himself. And she's all up on like this. And you see some of those girls were easy 15 to 20 years younger. He was 60 and she was 40. Or maybe he was 50 and she was 35. And she has a little stroller with a baby, and he's well into his 50s. And you're like, gold digger all day long, It was pretty funny. Favorite microfiber. Honestly, I get the ones. I bought them from Masterson's. I got them from Wax Gods. Chemical Guys has some really good ones. Just find the ones at about 3 for $14 or 3 for $13. Those are usually good. The Silkline microfiber ones that have the one side is a really thick nap to it, and the other side is a really thin one. Get that one. They do really good silk lined edges. Perfect. Poo Panda. I stopped delivering a couple of years ago because when we got married, things changed financially as well. So I'm back in the building now. I work in the evenings because of that. So I watch my son all day long, and then my wife takes over and I go into work, and that's how we do it. So that's how I can make videos during the week for you guys. Because technically, I'm still working Monday through Friday, but I don't go in until the evenings. So that's how we do our parenting. So we don't have to have daycare and stuff. Dalton, I've tried Griot's Garage machine polishes, like the Machine Polish 1, Machine Polish 2, and 3. I have those, and I've tried those. But I've never tried some of the newer all-in-ones that they have. No. Advice on going on cruises. Start out with a 3 or 4 day cruise, like going to the Bahamas first. See if you like it. See if it's something that you'd be interested in, because you don't want to be trapped on a ship for 7 days. If you're like, I hate this. This is terrible. So you do a 3 or 4 day cruise. Go out of Port Canaveral right over here, like 30, 40 minutes away out of Port Canaveral. Go to the Bahamas, where it goes to like Nassau, and then their little private beach island the cruise line owns in the Bahamas. And then go check it out. See if it's for you. If it is, then go on a 7-day cruise. But start out with something small. Get a little ocean view room for like $250, $300 a person, and just be happy. Buffing cars is fun, but it's very time consuming. Polishing and compounding takes hours. Doing it right takes hours. Project car, no, because I have too many cars already. My projects are now restoring the Prelude. I started it 2 years ago before I bought the GTR, then I had to stop it because then suddenly I had a car payment again. I had no car payment for years, so I did the Prelude restoration videos. Very popular videos. A lot of people kept asking me, when are you going to do more? I had the transmission swap. It was sitting in the front of the garage the whole time. Underneath the banners, I had the transmissions and everything just sitting there for the 5-speed manual swap. But I couldn't find mechanics locally that could do it. And well, finally, I found one. He was highly recommended. He's over there outside of Tampa, in a small town outside of Tampa. And they said, this guy literally has done tons of them. Take him over to him. He's a professional mechanic for a living. So I contacted him. He said, bring it over this weekend. So I brought it over to him today, and he's like, dude, 2 or 3 days, I'll have your car done. So that is my restoration car, my project car. And then from there, it's about cutting out the rust out of the wheel well on both sides that the Honda is known for, the Honda rot, they call it, and the wheel wells. That's why you can see the rust bubbling out. It has to be cut out. And then you have to put new metal on there, and they have to repaint the entire car. That'll be the last step. That's probably going to cost the most. It's probably like $2,000 for that or more. But that's fine. Right now, it's getting the transmission, everything done first. So mechanically, it's in mint condition. Then it's about actually getting it properly prepped for paint job. How many hours a day do I see my wife? Very, very few. She says goodbye in the morning, and then I don't see her until she meets me to pick up my son. And then I see her at night for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and she goes to bed, and I stay up at night. That's just generally the way it works with me. And so we don't really see each other a lot because of our shift change. Can you get robbed on a cruise? I guess you could, but I've never been robbed. One thing you learn, anytime you go on a big vacation, you never carry cash, a lot of cash with you. You want a chip?
No.
You don't want a chip, but you just grabbed it. You said no, and then you grabbed the chip. You want the chip? You want it? Eat it. Eat it. So let's see what he does, guys. He's never had one of these chips before. Let's see what he does. This is a test. What do you think? You like that? You like that? This is the fun things you get. He likes it. See? This is the thing you get to do when you're a parent. It's a lot of fun. See, now he wants another one. So instead of saying, I want another one, he just points to it. There you go. So these are the fun things you get to do as a kid when you're a parent. Our cruise is all inclusive. Yes, other than like alcohol or any of the private dinners they have, those kind of things, everything is included. So your dining room, your buffets, that's all free. You just go in there and you get it. The shows are all concluded. You go to the pools or the slides up top. That's all free. You get basic drinks, but you don't. Yeah, he really wants more. You get basic stuff, but you don't get like alcohol drinks or Cokes are not free. The special dining restaurants they have on board, those aren't free. No, I don't plan on doing any long tube headers or anything for the Prelude. Just the basic fixing it up, and just that's it, leaving it as is. Where did I buy the Prelude? The blue one came from Syracuse, New York. I found it at a Honda dealership on autotrader.com in Syracuse, New York. It was 2006. I put in the preferences. I said it had to be 2001, had to be in that rare blue, the Electron Blue Pearl. And I looked. There was 2 in the entire United States. That's it. There was 2 for sale when I was looking. There was one in Arkansas and one in Syracuse, New York. I called the one in Arkansas. It was already sold. I called the one in Syracuse, New York. They said they had it. They were more expensive, but it had lower mileage. It only had 36,000 miles when I bought it. And I said, okay, will you do this much for it? And he called me back and said, okay, we'll do that much. So I bought it for $14,500. And he said, all right, you got to next day air me a $1,000 deposit for the car until you can fly up to New York and get it. So I next day aired him the $1,000 paycheck that they held basically as a part of the down payment. And then I flew up there the next weekend up to New York. My aunt still lives in upstate New York in Rochester. So we rode over to Syracuse, New York, and then I went back to her house in Rochester, stayed there the rest of the week, and I drove it all the way back to Florida. And that's basically how I have the blue Prelude, and I've had it since 2006. What color am I going to paint it? It's still going to say Electron Blue Pearl. It will be the exact same color that it came from the factory in 2001. It only came in Electron Blue Pearl for 1 year, and that was in 2001. Poo Panda, I used it the other day and it works just fine. Now, the only difference I know of is that unlike the Chemical Guys one, the Chemical Guys came with that, it's like a white tape that wraps around like seals and stuff to help seal in threads and stuff. That came with it. So it's this white stretchy tape that you put around the threads of the connector, and then you screw the connector in to help seal any water getting out. And then you lock on the pressure washer onto the connector, obviously, and then you spray it down. That's the only difference that it came with other than the Amazon one. It just didn't come with that tape that you tape around the threads, seal it tight. That's the only difference. So I think if you have that, if it starts leaking, you just unscrew the connector, obviously, out of it, put the thread tape over it, and then screw it back in. And there's really no difference, absolutely zero difference. What flavor is it? Ranch flavor. Fritos brand classic ranch. He loves it, obviously. By the way, guys, I'm going to have to leave here in a few minutes. I got to fold some laundry. My wife's white lab coats, I heard it buzz downstairs, so I'm going to have to go down and fold those and hang those up. So I'm going to go ahead and have to cut the video out. But, it has been a ton of fun hanging with you guys. Dude, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We were hanging out at 3 o'clock in the morning. Who else has live streams at 3 o'clock in the morning? And we have 21 people online at 3 a.m. That's pretty amazing. But, yeah, I can't let her lab coats sit there because they wrinkle, and then I get yelled at. Why is my stuff wrinkled up for? You can't, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So it's easier for me to just get off the YouTube stream and go down there and hang up her stuff properly like she wants and just let it go, Again, I do the laundry for the house. I pay the bills online for the house. I mow the yard. I take care of my son. I clean the house. I do everything around here during the day. So all she has to do is go to her doctor's office, see patients all day long, and come home and watch my son for a couple hours while I'm at work at night. Kevin, the favorite wireless wash I personally use right now that I love the most, and I've ran out of it, is Masterson's. It's so much thicker than every other brand. It also sticks, so you can put it on the side of the car, and as long as it's not more than like 2 or 3 minutes, that stuff just sticks there like glue. It's not sticky, obviously, but it just sits in there. It doesn't run right down. And it works so good. It also has like a bit of a sealant in it as well, so it gives your car a little bit of a shine as well in it. And it works really good. So you get a little bit of shine and protection on top of just the waterless. You have to order it online. That's the only thing. But it is excellent. Absolutely excellent. Highly recommend you go check out that video. Again, it shoots it out. It's a thicker spray water, waterless wash than the regular stuff, and it won't run off. And I don't know, it works. So to me, I like that a lot personally. Yeah, dude, I do a lot of stuff. Am I happy? Man, that's a loaded question, isn't it? Damn, Cody, you're trying to get deep with me today, son. It's deep. You have your ups and your downs, just like everybody in this room. There's 21 of us right now. You're going to have your ups and your downs in life. You're going to have some great times, and you're going to have some horrible times, okay? And you're going to have some times in between. That's how life is. You just got to keep looking for the next high, basically. You got to keep aiming for the next high, because you will have some very bad days, and I mean some terrible days, where you're just like, I hate it all. Screw this. So am I happy? Yeah, for the most part. I don't have any real issues or stress. Could things be better? Of course they can be better. But Lord knows, I know it can be a hell of a lot worse. And thank God I'm up here versus being way down here. And that's the way I see it. Because I've had a couple of times over my life that I've been way down here. And I've just been down so far in the dumps where it's almost depression type thing. And you're just like, I got to get out of this. And then you get back up and you have a high. And it's like, this is nice. So being around here is totally fine with me in the end. If you look at how good your life is compared to some of these other people you see out there in the world, you're having a good time. I got it right here. I bet she would trip out, dude. She'd probably get pissed, honestly. One of the things when you walk in her medical office outside the door, it's a big old sign like this right outside the door. Please don't wear any perfumes or colognes or anything like that, because some people that are there are very allergic to that stuff. So they recommend nobody that works there, they can't wear perfumes or colognes or anything like that, because you're up here examining a patient like this, and they're very allergic or they're very sensitive, and it'll just set them off, and then they have respiratory problems and whatnot, So they have a big sign out there that says no cologne, no perfume or anything like that. So I don't know. Never make a bad life. Taking your son to school will be fun. That's the only problem, because I'm going to have to be up early. God, that's going to suck. Because I'm going to have to be up at I have to take him at what, like 7:30 in the morning to get to school, because we're going to send my kid to a private school. We're not going to send him to public schools where we live are awful. Like, they're low. Like, the high school is an F-rated school, F-rated, according to the thing. It's a 3 or 4 out of 10. It's a terrible rated high school. The middle school and elementary is not much better. We're just in a very bad area. We have this really high-end neighborhood on the lake, but all the areas around us that are going to that school is not that nice. So it's like, so we're going to send my kid to a private school. Though the last couple of weeks, we have began looking at neighborhoods in other areas, like other towns around the Orlando area, like suburbs around it, to get out of Kissimmee, straight up leave Kissimmee altogether. And one of the things she brought up is, why don't we buy land, an acre or 2 acres or whatever, and really essentially rebuild this entire house, like have a contractor come in, basically copy it from front to down, but expand here, expand there where we really want it. Like for me, obviously, I told her I want a 4-car garage. So instead of just having a 2-car garage, we would just expand it to a 4-car garage. But on top of the garage, having a big like playroom on top of it. So you can have a movie room up there. You can have like, pool hall, whatever you want up there. And you can get as loud as you want, but because of the garage, you're not going to disturb anybody. And that kind of thing. And you can, she wants more closets in this house. And this house doesn't have enough like linen closets. And I'm like, she's like, we could do all that. Because first she was looking at just, updating everything, your kitchen countertops and all that stuff. But I'm like, if that's going to be 80 to 100 grand, why don't we just build another house? And so we were looking at homes out there to move into. And then she was like, why don't we just buy some land and do it ourselves? So I was like, I'm okay with that. Just give me that 4-car garage and I'll be good to go. So we'll see. Public school make him tough. No, he won't. He'll be a dummy. I got to tell you, kids today that I see coming through my job that are 18 and 19 years old, they're dumber than a rock. I have never seen anything like it. I can quite literally see the education is doing this and this, and they don't know basic stuff. They quite literally have no idea about basic things. They just are just like, I don't know. And I'm like, how do you not know this basic stuff? And they literally are just like, I don't know. I never was taught that. And you're just like, wow, really? How are you planning to survive life without basic knowledge and skills? And I see it. So there's no way I'm going to let my kid go to a public school, especially the crap hole ones that are around my area of town. And with this, like I said, it's a really fancy neighborhood that was on the edge of the country that's on the lake, but all areas around it aren't that really nice. So it's kind of like, it's not the ghetto by any means, but it's, there's not enough money coming in from taxes that the county is going to put these A-rated schools here in our area. That's the way I see it. Square footage of this house is 3,617 square foot. We looked at a couple houses that were 4,500 and 5,000 something square foot in the last couple of weeks. But that's when she was like, let's just build our own. Let's rebuild this house essentially so it'll kind of look the same, but, change some things along the way. So we'll see. She's got 1.5 years left of medical school loans to pay off, and she'll be completely out of debt. So that'll free up tons of money. So we'll see what happens. You grew up in the Bronx. Now, see, if you were in Brooklyn, you would have probably already moved down here to Kissimmee because it's usually mostly all Brooklyn people down here. Taxes are cheap here in Florida. You have no state tax in Florida. So anything you do, there's no state taxes. All you do is have your county taxes. That's it. So whatever the county charges for sales tax, that's all you pay. You don't have to pay any. There's no state taxes on your check. Nothing. Like for this big of a house, our taxes on this house per year are like $4,200 a year. That's what this house is for taxes. Where you go up to New York and you just say you had a similar house in New York area, I hear it's like, $20,000, $30,000 in taxes for the same square footage house. We have neighbors that are 2 doors down from us that are from New York. He owns he works at an engineering firm, and this is his vacation house. It's 2 doors down from me, and they're Indian. And they were they're like, oh my God, a house like yours will be $20,000 or $30,000 in county taxes where they live. And I'm like, oh my God, a year, $20,000 or $30,000? And they're like, oh yeah, for sure. I'm like, hell no. So it's a lot cheaper to live in Florida, a lot cheaper. Yeah, no state taxes. I grew up in the Bronx. I'm not BX, so I'm not going to stand up. I hate to tell you that. I'm not going to stand up because I'm not from the Bronx. I was born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So I was born in South Florida, just north of Miami. It's about 20, 30 miles north of Miami is where Fort Lauderdale is. Let's put it this way. Once you hit about West Palm Beach, all the way down to Miami, it's nothing but gridlock. It's city gridlock the entire way down. There's no, unless you're going towards the Everglades, it's nothing but just city, built up city the entire way down. You literally, you have no idea that you're in another town. You're like, oh, I'm in another town. I'm in another county. I had no idea. It's just straight gridlock the entire way down. It's crazy. You'll say, oh, welcome to this town. You're like, oh, that's cool. I had no idea. And that's just the way it is in South Florida because it's just so packed down there of people. Exactly, Cody. Yeah, because like I said, the neighbors are from, I don't know where they're from, whether it's Long Island or wherever. He works at an engineering firm up there, and then this is his vacation home. They only use it once in a great while, and they have a big Mercedes S-Class, and it has New York plates on it, and they drive it up and back and forth from New York down. So they'll come down here for like a week or two at a time, and then they just go back up there and work for a couple more months, and then they come back down. I guess he said he's going to retire in the next couple of years, and once he's retired, he's done living up there. So we'll see. Thoughts on Miami? Miami is very expensive. You are South Beach. If you don't have any money, you're never going to live there. I mean, just unbelievable amounts of money in South Florida. Seeing a Ferrari or Lambo is just like, meh. They're absolutely everywhere down there. It's hard to explain when you're driving down the road and there goes a Bentley and then there goes a Mercedes and the S-Class and there goes a Lamborghini and you're like, okay, oh, there goes an Aston Martin, and it's just that's the norm down there. You see it everywhere, and I'm like, that's just the way it is because you see them so much down there that it's ridiculous how much money everything is. For a house this size in Miami would be $1 million. We paid a third of that, and it's just the way it is. Miami is ridiculously expensive. Everything is expensive down there. So you have to have so much money to play. So if you can afford $1 million, owning a GTR is no big deal. Buying a $100,000 GTR, and that's how there's so much money down there. They're gorgeous homes. You can see these homes are just like, holy shit. Those are 15 and 20,000 square foot homes. They're huge. They dwarf everything you've ever seen in your life. But these guys are billionaires and multi-millionaires, or they're what they have a lot of to explain is old money. So their grandparents are some huge name, and then they spread out their wealth between the family, and the family buys these mansions, or they've had it in their family for 50, 75 years, and they're just like, oh my God, they'll be like 3 acres, and it'll be 10 or 12,000 square foot house, and you're just like, what? That is huge. And they have butlers and stuff, and it's just, they call it old money. Because the family's had all this money for years. It's crazy. And they just hand down the money. So these kids grow up having Mercedes and Bentleys and everything. And it's just no big deal. They're never going to have to work because their families are billionaires. And you see that everywhere in South Florida. It's crazy. It's just like, okay, whatever. It really is great. It's cool seeing it all, but you couldn't afford to live down there. It's just too much money. There's parts of Miami that are very, very, very ghetto, and you've got to watch yourself in. Opelika is very bad. Where else is some of the really bad ones? Opelika is right near the Miami International Airport. It's very, very high crime, very ghetto. A lot of shootings and stuff like that in Opelika. Overtown is pretty bad. What else is down there? You run into you'll go from these really ghetto areas to suddenly really high-end multi-millionaire homes, and you're like, what the? And it'll divide it by only 1 or 2 streets. You'll start seeing the houses get nicer and nicer, and then boom, multi-millionaire homes. It's really strange, but it's just the way it is. A lot of old money, like I talked about. Why does Miami have a bad reputation? The money is by the beaches of Miami. So your Brickell Avenue, it's right down there on the water, Biscayne. All South Beach, obviously, is a lot of money. All that area. And then I guess there's some new areas that are rich that are near the Everglades. Because Florida, so Miami and that whole area down there, they can only go to a certain amount because the Everglades are there. They drained a lot of the Everglades so that they have more land, but then I guess the conservationists stopped it the 70s or 80s. So no more. They can't drain the Everglades anymore to make more land. There's canals everywhere in South Florida. You might as well call it like Venice. There's literally, you'll be going down the road and you'll go over this little bump and you can see this canal that's there that's taking water out to the Everglades, because half of it was all part of the Everglades 100 years ago that they drained so that you can have more land for homes and businesses and everything. It's pretty nuts when you think, when you see it. It's like 10, 20 miles of what used to be Everglades all got drained and got pushed the Everglades back. So I heard there's a lot of money right now along the Everglades, but you know, the others, old section and right along the water, the beaches is obviously just ridiculous amounts of money. I was down there in Palm Beach and I was behind Ferraris and everything. And it was just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it really is crazy. It's hard to explain old money if you've never been in a place like that, where you see these mansions that are, 75 years old and they have like, 25 bedrooms in them, and you drive by and you're just like, oh my God. And you just see them and you can see these homes are old, but they're still like in magnificent condition. They were, your Rockefellers and, people like that, like the Roosevelts, their grandkids and stuff. What do you do when you're billionaires? It's like, are you going to work? You're never going to work. And that's these playboys that have these huge yachts down there, like 100-foot yachts. And you're just like, what the hell? How do you afford this stuff? And that's all it is down there. You see it everywhere you go, but you do see the poor people too. And it's like, how do you even survive making $10 or $12 an hour when a standard home is $200,000 or $300,000 for a 1,000 square foot home? How do you afford it on a $10 an hour job? I don't understand it. And to me, it's not worth living there. I'd rather live towards somewhere else and have a lot more money to play with and just go on vacation down there if I have to be in Miami. Oh yeah, you'll see a lot of that, Cody. You'll see that like the older sections now are starting to be revitalized, and the people are moving back in, buying these big homes and just gutting them out and then making them like brand new again. There's a lot of that down there. It's pretty crazy. My bike got stolen in a good community in Sacramento. I tell you what, I carry full insurance on both of my motorcycles. If it was stolen today, I would get a paycheck from Progressive tomorrow. That's just the way it goes. You need to always put full coverage on any motorcycle. I put out full coverage on all my cars, even my old 91 Prelude. It could get stolen tomorrow, and I would get a payoff check from Progressive, probably like $1,800, but I would get a payoff check from it. Obviously, minus my deductible, which is $250, but that's what I'm trying to say, is that I would just do that kind of thing, like always carry insurance, because like the Honda Groms are stolen so much because they're less than 300 pounds. I can pick up the back and swing it around like it's no big deal. The Grom is so light. So think about it. Me and you could just get in there and pick it up. Even my big sports bike, there's like 330 pounds. Me and you could easily pick up 330 pounds. Well, maybe not that easy, but you get the idea. If me and you were like, oh shit, we got to put this in the back of a work van really quick, we'd pick it up, sling it in the back of the work van, shut the doors, and we're out of there. And that's how many bikes are stolen. Who cares about a lock on a bike? Who cares if it's got a chain? Whoop-de-doo. One person picks up the front, one person picks up the back. You slam it in the back of one of those white work vans. You slam the door shut. You're gone. Nobody sees it. They never will see the bike again because it's in the vehicle. So always carry full coverage insurance on any motorcycle you ever buy. I keep it on the cars because I've had 3 cars broke into. One was at work. It got broke into at work, and it had nothing in it. They just broke the windshield out. I'm like, really? Or the rear window completely broke the windshield out. And I was like, why? There's nothing in the car, but you had no tint on the windows or anything. And you could look at it and be like, oh, there's nothing in it. They still broke into it just to be a dicks. They were breaking into a bunch of cars that week at work, and it was stupid. Would you invest in? Maybe. I hear it's land always goes up in value. Same with houses, unless you're in a housing bubble. Land and houses always go up in value, so it is good. But how many years is it going to take versus buying stocks or bonds or something? What's going to pay off faster and what's going to pay off sooner, and how much more is it going to pay off? If you buy land and you hold it for 50 years, and now that land is now where they want to build a new mall or a new shopping area, well, then you're going to make 50 times what you originally paid for it. It's happening down here in Kissimmee, as Kissimmee is blowing up with people like from Kissimmee and Puerto Rico and New York moving here as fast as they can. All the land is being bought up. You'll see where the cows were, and when we first moved here in 5 years now, it's nothing but high-end shopping malls everywhere. And you're like, what? And they said they sold the 20, 30, 40 acres that they had that was a farmer land. They sold for $50 million. $50 million for 40 acres of nothing but it was just cows were on it. And now it's these high-end shopping malls that are here in Kissimmee. And you're like, oh my God. They said all the original farmers that used to be out here and all the, the people that raised cattle and stuff here, they're all selling their land as fast as they can to these big developers. And they're literally quitting their jobs and saying, I'm out, because their families had it and they passed it down in the families. So they kept farming and they were like, why should I work anymore? And they literally are selling it for this $50 million profit. And they're like, I'm never going to work another day in my life. Neither are my kids. We're going to invest it. And they're all moving to like Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. They're all getting out of Kissimmee as fast as they can. So it's funny. You see the diversity as a person who was a history major in college. You see it, how you had, the white people, or what they call the white flight is what the proper term for it, where the white people are moving out as minorities are moving in. So white people are like, no, I don't want to be in here. And then you have the minorities moving in, being the Hispanics. So you have a lot of Hispanics moving in. White people are like, nope. And they're all doing that. I learned about it in history classes. So that's how you have the suburbs. They moved out of the inner cities to the suburbs. Then you get more minorities here, and then they keep doing this, and they keep doing this, and they do this. We had to learn about it in one of the history for, what do you want to call it? I forgot which history class it was, but it's very true. And you see that. You'll see like the rich people and stuff, they're kind of going further and further out in the country. And then this all gets developed and they're like, nope. And they just keep going further and further out. And that's what usually happens. In the inner city, what's left in the inner city is the very poor people. There's really nobody left. And that's why you have the high crime, robberies, and stuff like that in the inner city, because there's really nobody left there. They've all moved out to the burbs. It's pretty interesting about that, if you're into the history side of things. But I think people are moving. Everybody tells me, the ones that are moving here from New York, New Jersey, and Puerto Rico, things are much cheaper here. Again, we talked about house prices. A New Jersey, New York area, a house this size would be $20,000 or $30,000 in taxes per year. We only pay $4,200 in taxes. A house this size in New York, one of the boroughs, let's say it's like Brooklyn or going out to Long Island, would be $1 million. Let's just say, or close to it. Let's just say $800,000-$900,000. Here in this, you can buy it for $300,000 or $400,000, maybe $500,000 for this size house in Kissimmee. So you're paying, a third to, a half of what it is in New York. Plus, you don't have state taxes here, so your mortgage tax, everything's cheaper. Your county taxes on your house is cheaper. Everything's cheaper to live. People are just flooding down here. You don't have to deal with the winters here. The lowest we got was 37 or 38 degrees last year during the winter. 37 or 38. We didn't even break freezing point the last couple of years. So do you want to live in blizzard after blizzard after blizzard? Or do you want to come down here to Florida where your lowest you're going to see is 37, 38 in Central Florida? And you pay way less for everything. You decide. And obviously most Puerto Ricans like it hot because they're used to the islands. You're going to go up and bury with 3 feet of snow, or you're going to come down here and you're going to see snow in there again. Again, here it is. And here you can fly direct flights from here to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and it's only like $150, $200 round trip, all with taxes. It's dirt cheap to fly to Puerto Rico here. So, again, it works out for these people. Why do people steal in good communities? Because the good communities have the money. You don't go to the ghetto to steal from because there's no money in the ghetto. What do you think of people? Would you move north? I have talked to my wife about possibly buying a house out west in the Rocky Mountains, but it'll be a small house, either around Colorado or Montana. A little three-story house, or I'm sorry, a little 3-bedroom house. Maybe, out west of the basements and stuff. There's no basements in Florida, but you have a basement out there, so you have extra room, maybe an extra bedroom or 2 down there with bathroom. So technically it'd be like a 4 or 5 bedroom house, even though you buy a little 3-bedroom house. Nothing big, just like a little vacation home, a retirement home where you can flip back and forth of. And I've talked to her about that. It's part of the reason why I would like to go to Colorado, visit them, go to the national parks, and go all the way up to Montana to really get a feel for that area of the country. But have it where every day I look out the window and I see the big Rocky Mountains right in front of me. That's what I would like. It's a little bit quieter, a little bit slower atmosphere. That's my north, going north. Not up to like New England or something. No, hell no, not me. Yeah, probably, Cody. Probably. I mean, I know it's expensive. My wife, she had to do 3 months of rotations at Kings County. If you guys know Kings County from all you guys in New York, she had to do 3 months of internal medicine at rotation in Kings County when she was in her clinicals to be to become a full doctor. You have to do clinicals. You have to like follow other doctors around in each different type of practice. So she had to go all the way to New York, and she was staying in Brooklyn for 3 months. And so that was pretty interesting. Everybody has like the typical row houses where it's like, like this, and it's like multiple levels of different families on each level. And she rented out a bedroom from one of these places. It was like 3 different girls staying in this one third floor apartment, or what do you want to call it. And that's what she did. And she had to pay like $1,200 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. It was stupid. You're sharing this apartment with 2 other girls, and you're paying $1,200 a month. It was absolutely asinine. That's stupid. That's a house payment in Florida. You just got to escape the beautiful Tahiti. Oh, for sure. You know what I mean? Tahiti, I'm all about it. But again, Tahiti would be way too far out, for sure. After going to the snow, I hate it. Yeah. I've seen it snow in North Florida like 2-3 times. I've seen it snow in North Florida, but only as much as where it like had an inch or 2 stick on the ground like one time. That's it. And it didn't last for more than a day. It was all gone. It was all melted already, because it goes in North Florida. You get below freezing all the time. You'll be like 20s and teens all the time, but you never, anytime it gets that cold, it's a clear day. So you'll have no clouds in the sky. You'll see all the stars at night. And so rarely do you get snow in North Florida. So when you get to those 20-degree nights at 20 degrees in the middle of the night in like Jacksonville, Florida, or Pensacola, Florida, where I was at high school and college, you never get to have any clouds. So you're like, damn it, now we need snow. Let me see some snow. It never snowed. So I've only seen it snow maybe like 3 times in Florida in my whole life. That's about it. Colorado is booming. A lot of people from California are moving out there very fast and making it very hippie out there, as you guys know. If you guys are into smoking a little bit of something, you know how it's legal out there. It's because a lot of your people from California are flooding into there, like your New Yorkers are flooding into Florida. So you're changing the demographics. Everything's changing in California. California was a very conservative state. Well, now it's changing more, obviously more liberal, because there's more votes in there legalizing it and stuff. So everything's changing too out there. $1,200 for a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, half-acre lot. Yeah. It's our mortgage is like $2,200 a month for the mortgage here. That's with your housing insurance and your county taxes all rolled in. The bank mortgage. Because the bank pays out all that stuff to the insurance and to your mortgage, and then you just pay the bank. They have the escrow, and then they put it with the principal and the interest, and it all rolls into one payment. So our payment is right at $2,200 a month for this house. It hails at my house sometimes, but rarely. I've seen hail a couple times in Florida, but little like tiny hail, but that's about it. None of that stuff you see in like Oklahoma that's like this big that destroys cars. I've never seen that before in my life. That's just crazy. I see that on YouTube, and you're like, holy crap. It's no wonder these cars are completely ruined. Good night, Cody. Enjoy the night, buddy. Thanks. Brooklyn, stand up. Brooklyn. No, Bronx. I'm sorry. You're Bronx. Sorry. My bad, dude. My bad. So that's pretty funny. Tiny hail too. It looks like snow. Oh, okay. So I don't know, man. Yeah, guys. Damn, it's almost been 3 hours. We're going to do this 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes, and I've got to go to bed. Well, yeah, I got to get him ready for bed. I got to take my contacts out too, but I got to remember my wife's lab coats are down there, and she has to get up in like 3 hours. She'll be all the way on her way to work already. So that's pretty nuts. I have to get going. But I thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a lot of fun. Any last questions you guys want to talk about? I don't care what you want to talk about. You can talk about it down here. I'm okay with it, and I'll be glad to talk to you about it. Topic is no big deal. We'll just chat for the last 8 minutes here, and you guys can bring up whatever you guys want. I don't mind. Again, it's 3:30 in the morning, and there's 18 or 19 of us on right now. That to me that's pretty crazy from a very, very late Sunday night. So ask whatever you guys want. Shoot them my way, and I'll ask the best I can. Wing, thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate all you guys for stopping by. If you guys haven't dropped a like yet, if you guys wouldn't mind, just drop a nice little like for me. I know I've got a little cheese on my fingers, cheesy stuff from the stuff, but I'd really appreciate it if you all dropped a like for me. Let me know you like it and stuff like that. Well, the lab coats are for my wife because my wife's a doctor. And so I had to wash them, and then I got to hang them up before they get all wrinkled up. So, and the buzzer went off like 20 minutes ago, so they're going to start to get wrinkles. So I might have to like throw a wet rag in there just to make them a little bit damp again and dry it out. So otherwise I get yelled at tomorrow. They're all wrinkled up. They're all wrinkled up, blah, blah. You know, it's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. No, I don't wash them. She has multiple ones. She uses one lab coat per week. So she leaves her lab coat in her office, and she uses that every day. And on Friday, she brings the lab coat home. So I have a couple lab coats now I have to wash because she has a certain amount. And then once she goes through them all, she's like, hey, I need all these washed. So she brings them to me, and I wash them for her. Enjoy the late night, man. Thanks so much for stopping by, Gage. Gage, I will be getting your stuff out eventually. I've just got to get a car that I can test that liquid luster on. It's nuts. I still have it. And I'm like, oh, my God. I asked the neighbor with the Saturn Sky. I'm like, please let me wash and wax your car. Yeah, maybe. And I'm just they're all so scared. It's like, I don't want to be rude, but it's like your Saturn Sky is worth like $8,000 at most. I have a GTR. You see me wash every day. You know I have a YouTube channel. I will not hurt your car. Let me use your car. I'll wash it. You don't even have to wash the damn thing. I'll wash it. I'll clay bar it, and I'll put wax on the thing. I'll make it look amazing, better than you will ever make it look. And they're just like, I don't know. Maybe. And I'm like, come on, dude. Really? You know, I'm like, let me watch. He gets out there with a rag all the time and is doing this to it. I bet it's swirled to hell and back. He just gets this rag and starts doing this, all of that. It's a beautiful Saturn Sky. You know, they're really rare cars. And I'm just like, no, you know, with his cars. And these people are just shy. Even the guy with the Buick, I'm like, bring your Buick over. I'll do it for you. He has a Buick LaCrosse or something like that, one of the new ones. And I'm like, dude, I'll take care of it for you. Because he actually came over one day when I was recording, and he's like, what are you doing over there? And I explained to him, like, I told you, I said, look, I said, I got all this stuff. Bring it over. I'll do your car for you. I don't charge anything. As long as you let me use your car in my YouTube videos as just like a little demo thing, I don't charge you anything. I just need a vehicle to try it on. So eventually I will get it out for you, Garth. Gage, I do apologize. You're right. I didn't really watch wrestling that much. I remember the high school basketball team when I was in Jacksonville, Florida. The coach would always take them to the wrestling. Every time the wrestling would come to Jacksonville's Coliseum, they would always go. They would take the entire senior basketball team to the wrestling. So it was huge for the senior guys, and they always had a bunch of fun every single year. I do remember that in high school, but I never watched any stuff like that. I would, but I don't know what they're scared about. It's like, you guys know I wash these cars. You have a Buick. I mean, come on, it's not a Ferrari. With a Ferrari, I understand. Maybe you want a professional detailer. I get that, but it's a Buick. Come on. Where do you take your car to wash it? Some drive-through? I think he takes it to a drive-through down the street. And this guy, he washes it with a literally rag. He just keeps picking it up and going all over. I'm like, oh, my God, dude. And I'm just like, let me do it for you. Let me do it. I'll put wax on everything. Yeah, well, maybe one of these days. I'm like, oh, my God, you sit in your house all day long. Just let me take the car 2 doors down, 3 doors down. I'll wash it for you. I'll do everything for you. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm like, come on. But I get that a lot from these people, so I don't know why. We'll see. Maybe they don't care. Well, you know, they wouldn't be washing their cars if they didn't care about them. But I don't know why they won't trust me. It's like, you've known me for how many years now? I've lived in this neighborhood for 5.5 years. So you've known me for 5.5 years. You see I make tons of videos. You know I have a YouTube channel. You see how well I treat my cars. Just let me do it to your car now. I won't charge you a dime. Hell, if you brought a detailer out here to wash clay bar and then just wax your car, no compound, no polishing, nothing, he probably charges $75 to $100. I'm not going to charge you a damn thing. I just need something to test it on. You get the free wax job and the free car wash. I get a video out of it. That's all I need. You know, that's the way I see it, but, you know, it's the way it goes. All right, guys, 3 more minutes. Any last questions during the last 3 minutes? And we're going to go ahead and end the live stream because it's been a while. I apologize I didn't get on earlier. Again, I was in Tampa. Today, I dropped the blue car off for the transmission swap in Wesley Chapel, Florida. And then I went to Busch Gardens. Then we went to dinner when we got back to Kissimmee, late night dinner. And then I got in at 11:45. So that's the only reason I didn't have a earlier live stream around, like, let's say 8 or 9 o'clock. That is the only reason. So I apologize about that. The GTR Club. GTR Club is for the Nissan, and not the Honda GTR. Jesus, I'm stupid. Yeah, the GTR Club. It's for Central Florida GTR Club. They're changing it from just a Facebook group to an actual proper group club where they'll be paying dues every year. They'll be doing proper like cruises where they cruise from this state to this state. Everybody stays in the hotel, and then you go maybe through the tail of the dragon. Everybody does these kind of big drives. You link up with other clubs around, the Southeast with your GTRs and stuff. So that's what the GTR Club is all about. So again, the guy he's literally a professional event coordinator for big concerts and stuff like that. He owns his own company. He is part of the club. He has a black GTR, and so he printed all these up for Central Florida GTR Club for all the members, the current members of the GTR group that's already on Facebook. And then he's actually starting it up as a proper like events, and everything will be hosted there. So it's actually pretty good. Am I tired? I'm a little bit tired. My contacts are really sore. And, if you guys wear contacts, your eyes dry out after a long time. That's what they feel like right now. I'm like, just take them out, let them sit for a while. Good night, Pooh Panda. And thank you so much again for the donation. Again, today I had 2 donations today, and I really, really appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. It really does offset a lot of these costs that I've been spending money on, and it really does help the channel a lot. I'm not asking for donations, so that's why I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. I have actually recorded some stuff from the car meets. Last GTR meet at Ace Cafe, I have that up on YouTube in one of my stuff. So I went from there, and where else? I show you guys got to see the video from Auto Geek's Detail Fest. As a matter of fact, Auto Geek shared my video on their page. I didn't know they followed me. I had no idea, but they actually copied my video, or didn't copy, put the link on their Facebook and page and stuff like that, and shared my video of Auto Geek's Detail Fest. So that was actually really cool, because you have some of these big companies that you never know, they're lurking, that watch my channel, but they won't ever comment, they won't say anything. And that's really cool to get to see these big companies that are actually following, and then they share my stuff. That's when to me, it's like, yes, you guys recognize me, and now you're using me as proof. Hey, look at this. That's really cool. I am not in Australia at all. I'm in Florida. That's why it said Central Florida GTR Club. Send him super chats. Saw Clay Bar like the Mother Speed Clay with Surf City Garage. Yeah, Dalton, there's so many that are just like it. Like the Eagle One mitt, Guerrero's Garage makes them. I think Chemical Guys makes them their mitts. They're all about the same, buddy. They're all about the same. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Again, you're going to see a video tomorrow. You'll see the Stoner Car Care unboxing of their new, it comes in a 5-gallon bucket with all their products you can buy at one time. It's a little bit more expensive, but you get like 10 or 12 different products at one time. So it's pretty nuts how you get it all. And they ship it right from their company. So they're going to start selling those on a limited basis and seeing how they sell. And they sent me one as a product to try out them all. So, and let you guys know about it. So that'll be on Tuesday or Wednesday. I have the Suds, or that cheap Walmart foam gun you guys got to see me buy in the live stream. That'll be out one of these days this week. Wax Gods for Foam Friday will be out. It did not do very good, but you'll still see it. That'll be out for Friday. And there's just, I've got a lot more stuff coming out here in the future, so bear with me. A lot of people were asking me, would you try the Mother Speed Spray Wax against Meguiar's Ultimate Spray Wax? If I can get that done by this week, I'll make sure it's this week. If not, it'll be maybe like next Monday's video. We'll have that out for you. So thanks so much. I really do appreciate y'all being subscribers. Again, my channel is just doing this right now, and it's been amazing. And I thank every one of you guys, because without you guys, the channel would be nowhere. Nowhere. YouTube's algorithm sees it. There's so many people watching it. There's so much, people writing there. There's so many comments. There's so many likes. There's so much watch time. Everybody's watching the entire videos. They're commenting. They're liking the videos, sharing videos. YouTube's algorithm sees this, and they keep pushing my videos up higher and higher in the search buttons, and that's really, really helping the channel a lot. So I really do appreciate all y'all. Y'all do that for me, not me. I can't do that. You have to do it for me. So thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Next time I donate, just put your PayPal description. Yeah, I have my PayPal link is on the YouTube homepage. So you go to my YouTube homepage in the top where it says all the different links for the Twitter, Facebook, all that. That's where my PayPal link is, and you can actually always directly do it there. I've had many people donate that way. where they messaged me privately on Instagram or Facebook and said, hey, I just donated to you. And I'll get the email saying, oh, you just had a donation. So I appreciate that so much, Panapoo. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, dude, Super, I'm sorry. Super, I've got to go to bed, dude. We've been on 3 hours, and it's 3:44 in the morning. I appreciate you coming on, though, anyway. So thanks so much, Super. I appreciate it. Do you get watch time? Yes, we actually get watched everything. Once this is done, the live stream is done. It's now uploaded as a full video, so it actually just another one of my videos. And then I changed the title and the quotation marks that it was a live stream, so that way you guys can get the understanding that it was a live stream. If you see this later, go from there. So next, Brilliant Shine Detailer. Eventually, I will get to it. Eventually. Anyways, y'all, thanks so much for being a part of my channel. I really do appreciate it. I am out for this week. I will see you guys next Sunday's live stream. So take care. Have a amazing and wonderful week. And have fun detailing those cars. Later, y'all.